everyone. For some reason, everything's messed up. I think we're good. I think we're sending signal. I think Co's here. I think Zeke's here. I think we've got a show. For now.
I hope so.
Yeah, I really hope so. I really do hope.
I like this show. I don't want it to stop. I want us to have a show.
Yeah, I would think it's going well. It's going well. Unfortunately, we can't have a show next weekend, Zeke, because you and Co are gone.
Right. You're not going to get like 3 guest stars to help you out?
That's a lot of work. Maybe. I don't know. I can't keep the show staffed and also keep Satisfactorama staffed. That's too much scheduling. That's too much scheduling. Well, it's crazy. Barry's gone next week, so that means I can't do a show. Barry's really the linchpin.
It's true. That's why I'm not streaming.
Oh, you're not going to stream at all next week? Not at the. You're not doing the TwitchCon stream, the hotel stream. I remember when you streamed when they were doing the. I think it was San Diego where they were actually protesting in front of the
hotel. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Keeping that streak up was a thing. That was the thing.
Oh yeah. The hotel workers were.
Was that at the Marriott? I forgot where that was.
I went to all the cons and I streamed at every con for a while, so it could have been any of them.
Yeah.
My lord.
Yeah. There was I think that was San Diego. That was LineCon. That's right. That's where I think that might have been the first time they were at San Diego Comic-Con.
They hadn't figured out how to do it yet or something.
It was growing pains. Yeah, growing pains for sure.
Yeah. It was a time. But you guys are both out there. TwitchCon's back in San Diego. After it was Vegas.
Good change.
Yeah, it was Vegas last year. But
Vegas is a great city for conventions and stuff, but not for something like that because it's so spread out. It's just a real pain in the ass to get anywhere.
Sure.
And San Diego's con is right next to all of the hotels and all of the nightlife and everything like that. So it's right across I think a stretch of road and the tram tracks or whatever. It's the con, and then across the tram tracks is Gas Lamp.
Yeah. It's a much better venue. As someone who's not even going, it's a much better venue than Vegas. And I would assume a lot less money is going to be lost this weekend because there's no gambling. So people won't be able to. There might be some gambling, maybe, but not
I'll find a way.
Legal.
We'll find a way. That's right.
Can you? You can't gamble in San Diego, can you? It's gamble.
Well, you can.
Yeah,
you just gotta find.
Gambling is not legal in San Diego. If that's your question.
And gamble.
All right, yeah, that was my question.
Find people to gamble with.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so,
true.
A little piece of news.
Oh,
it's somebody's birthday.
It's the cat's birthday. He's this cat
Yes,
right
it's
here.
the cat's birthday.
Yeah, look, he wants a birthday.
He's 21 now.
21.
Happy birthday, Dimitri.
What
He can
a
dream.
old cat that is. He's chilling.
Yeah.
He's vibing.
Pretty hard.
No, it's your birthday, JP. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
25 years old for me. That's right. It's been a long 25 years. But we'll circle around back and celebrate 25 again next year.
Sounds good.
I remember turning 25 and realizing there's one milestone, there's milestones at 18, you can vote, you can, do all kinds of stuff, but it's not a lot of milestones. 21, you get a drink in the US, and then there's not a lot of milestones, but 25, when I went to rent a car, they required that you be 25. I mean, I don't know if that's
it's still a thing.
But
it is.
At that particular rental place, they required you to be 25 to rent a car.
Yeah,
very much a thing.
Birthdays start meaning less. I think 25 is the last age where anyone gives a shit how old you are when it comes to any processes. I guess maybe retirement.
See, I was gonna say
maybe retirement at 57,
access, retirement. Come on now. Oh
57,
my lord.
58.
We get the fun milestones to look forward to now.
Yeah.
Dying. It's gonna be great. Can't wait.
Great. Yeah, fantastic.
Leaving this mortal coil.
Okay, a president is 35. I mean,
yeah, in 10 years you can be president.
In 10 years I can run for president. Lord knows we need that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be a good time.
And
vote for me in 2034.
Who's your running mate?
I got 10 years to figure it out. You know, I'm not gonna, there's no reason. 10 years is a lot of time for someone to fuck something up. So if I announce it now, who knows what'll happen in the next 10 years.
It's true.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Also,
I will not be his running mate.
Ollie will be the stand-in. We'll have Ollie for VP. He'll be the stand-in. He'll be the VP that everyone likes more than the president, presidential nomination. Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good. Anyways, thank you for the birthday wishes. TwitchCon.
No, I just real quick. Do you are you pretty secretive about your age or no?
No, I don't. I honestly forgot how old I am. I have to actually Google my age.
That's fair.
I think I'm 37 or 38. One of those. I think I'm.
Okay.
I forget.
It's one of those. You're probably close.
Yeah.
It's 43, by the way, JP.
No, I'll remember 40 because 40 will be something that I drink a lot up to. I mean, you guys were there.
Yeah, you
guys
do.
were there.
Yeah.
That's a very somber day. A lot of alcohol, a lot of feelings,
a lot of midlife crisising.
Yeah, a lot of midnight.
The huge.
It's bad time.
The huge.
Yeah.
I'd love to forget how old I was or how old I am.
You can't even
forget
talk
how old I
anymore.
am.
Yeah.
But the last digit,
cooked.
When it's my birthday, the last digit is the same digit as my last digit. So if it's 2024 and I've had my birthday, then I'm that decade plus 4. So I can't ever forget.
That's a weird way. You fucked yourself by learning that.
But I'm never going to learn that. So I'm never going to
learn that either. Yeah.
That's great.
I'll never.
Yeah, in 2024, I'm 44. In 2025, I will turn 20 or 45. I will turn 25. I'll go back.
No.
Like Merlin.
No, I'm not gonna learn that math. I'm not gonna learn that math. I'm only gonna remember the day. I'll forget the year. I'll never do the math. I'll let other people figure that out. Also Google.
That's fair.
Speaking of birthdays, I woke up today. I saw that on Twitter. Someone had wished you a happy birthday or something.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, it's JP's birthday. And then I looked at it and went, my fucking mom's birthday was 6 days ago.
Oh,
I didn't say anything.
Now that's not good. You gotta.
I called her 2 days ago.
I was gonna say, don't you call her like once a week?
I call her every week.
As part of your stream?
Once a week.
Yeah. Okay.
And I didn't say shit about it. I totally forgot.
You gotta
rectify
that.
And it's easy to remember because my mom's birthday is 9/9.
You gotta call her in a day and then be like, gotcha. Did you think I forgot your birthday? It's been a week, lol. Haha.
Yeah.
I love you so much, Mom.
Now you gotta double down. You gotta do something.
I know, right?
You gotta do like a big lunch or something and invite her friends.
She's known me too long. There's no way I can. She's like, you forgot. I know you forgot because you're my son. I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
Oof. Get flowers, get some candy.
I do call her every week. Still.
This is why you can't.
I was gonna
say
you do more than most people, I would argue already. So you could just be like, I call you each week. That's your present, Mom.
Yeah. No, and to really, to really drive the guilt in, I called her up and the first thing she said, I was like, "How you doing, Mom?" She's like, "I'm depressed." I'm like, "Oh, why is that?"
Yeah.
Did she then say, because my son forgot my birthday? She didn't tell you?
Yeah.
No.
That's
like
even
I said,
worse.
I woke up today and went, shit.
Oh, no.
That's even worse.
Zeke.
Yeah.
The cat can't even look at the monitor, Zeke. Even the cat's
Dude,
like, Jesus.
He's literally looking away in disgust.
Yeah.
He can't make eye. He's like, really? I'm gonna get on at
my
that.
God.
Look at that.
Rough.
He's bared his teeth.
I feel the shame.
Yeah. No, you should.
You
should. That's a bad one. That's a bad one. I want to circle back to TwitchCon. What are you guys doing at TwitchCon? Why do you go to TwitchCon? What do you get? What's the Are you meeting? I know some of you are contractually obligated to be there, but this guy goes every year for some fucking reason, just to go to.
Well,
what are you doing?
like,
what are you doing
real
there?
talk. Last year was great.
You were drinking the Kool-Aid pretty strong when you came back.
It was.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It
Like
was-
I'm
they
actually
served
like
purple.
a lot of the people I hung out with last time. I'm meeting up with this time, and like it was pretty good. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to going back.
Yeah. There was a tinge of like, I could go like meet some people like if I went, but then I would have to travel. Like I very quickly was able to talk myself out of it. But there
It's
was a
easy to.
tinge of like, I mean, I could, or I don't. Then I was like, nope, I don't need to go. There's no need to go. Are you guys doing panels, or is it just like going out and meeting people? Like, what's the TwitchCon plan? You have one panel.
What's your panel?
Yeah, I'm doing a. I'm just a part of it. I'm not hosting it. It's hosted by Business, but it's improv for streamers.
Oh, okay.
Great
We
one
did
for you.
that one. Yeah, I think we did that one. Not last year, but the before the pandemic, we did it.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah.
It was really fun. Really fun, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. And I think it's a useful and valuable skill for streamers to have.
Big time.
Sure. Yeah. Co, are you on a panel? You doing panel?
I'm doing a meet and greet,
Okay.
and I told them that's it. So I'm actually, funny enough, I'm like booked solid.
Yeah.
But I'm doing multiple Emberville things, some advising game dev things, investing things. Like it's a big business trip. But for Twitch, I'm doing like my big meet and greet. And I've also sectioned off this time specifically because I keep telling myself to do this, and I finally did it this year. I have on my calendar big hour blocks of time that I'm going to be on the floor.
Just walking around. Just
Every
seeing
time
things.
I go to these cons, like I get so many people be like, I was walking around the floor, I couldn't find you, that kind of thing. So I've put out like, I'm going to put out like 3-hour chunks. And every time one starts, I'm going to tweet like, hey, going to the con. Like, if you want to say hi, I'm here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's smart. That's a smart way to handle that for sure. No panels though.
I don't plan anything.
Nope, no panels.
You
And
don't
that-
do anything. You just show up. Yeah.
That one panel, and then I put out my feelers for like the parties. Like,
Yeah.
Not the scheduled, like on the schedule parties, but like, parties for this dev or this publisher and this guy and this team, this blah, blah, blah. So I put out my feelers like, hey, who's partying? And then I put it on my schedule and I see if me and the lady want to go.
Yeah.
If we don't, then we just order pizza, watch hotel TV.
You do get the room service. That's another perk for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's
No, it's a vacation for me, dude. It's the first couple of TwitchCons I went to and I worked them. Like I did like stuff for Twitch. Like I did, hosting interviews, whatever. And then after the second one, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm just gonna go there because it's fun. It's fun to go there and meet viewers and other streamers and stuff that you like. This is the once a year that we're all like, well, not all, but a lot of us are in the same place, and to see each other in person and give each other hugs and, chat each other up and shit like that. So
Yeah.
I look forward to it every year.
I'm going to hit on Zeke so hard.
Whoa.
It's true. I do pretty much every con.
Whoa.
Dude, we've shaved each other in a hot tub. So like, I don't know what the next step for our relationship is.
I just have fun flirting. Yeah.
Fair enough.
True. Yeah, no, flirting is fun. You're right.
What?
You're right.
Here's a question. I don't think I've ever asked you guys this, and maybe there is none, which is the acceptable answer. There's no shame in that. Who are you guys? Are there any streamers you want to meet?
So last time at last year's TwitchCon, I was pretty much solo for like the first day completely. Ended up meeting some people at the Microsoft Mixer.
Okay.
And then went from them to like the first partner party and then met with a bunch of them afterwards. It was like this big group of streamers. So funny enough, I'm looking forward to going back and meeting like a bunch of those streamers. Like there's not really any large or big streamers I'd want to meet. If anything these days, I feel like the larger the streamer, the like less they're doing kind of what we do. So
Very
it's,
true.
but what I'm super jazzed about is meeting the people that are like up and coming. Like there's a lot of streamers these days that I feel like are kind of the next generation. I feel like I met some of them last con, and some of them made serious progress since then. So it's that kind of thing. There's a lot of people that are starting to do kind of what we did like 10 years ago. And there's a palpable energy around that kind of class almost. So
yeah.
It's very fun hanging out and meeting those folks for sure.
Fair. Cool. Zeke, for you, anyone that you're looking to shake hands with, chat to, meet?
Honestly, like not particularly specific people.
Yeah.
But new people. Like I love meeting new people. I'm a social butterfly when it comes to these kind of things. I love, just chatting up people, hearing stories, hearing how, like new people I've never met got started and what they're doing and stuff like that. I love mingling, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And it's because it's a lot different than it used to be. Because
very I haven't been there, and I could tell you it's a lot different than what it used to be.
No, I mean, okay. I'm not trying to like say anything to my own horn or anything like that. But like the first 3 TwitchCons I went to, like I would get recognized, I would get noticed, walking through the convention hall or walking outside or having a smoke or whatever. But like the last 4 I've went to, barely at all. It's just so huge. It's so fucking huge now.
It's a different feel for sure.
Yeah.
Like the last TwitchCon I went to, the Las Vegas one, like it feels completely different. Like the first TwitchCons we went to, we were broadcasters. Now when we go to TwitchCon, we're convention goers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Makes a lot of sense.
I still get recognized and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like, but and Zeke does too. But it's nothing like it was the first years. Like,
yeah,
nothing like it.
Well, if anything, that the audience is ballooned. Who knows what the percentage is? If not,
and
doubled,
most importantly,
tripled, quadrupled by then.
And now there's like, but before, when you went to TwitchCon, it was kind of like, oh, everyone here does the same thing. I wonder if they've seen me doing that same thing with everyone else. But now it's like TwitchCon is like, hey, I'm a very small part of what everyone's doing here. And most of the people I'm watching right now don't even like play games.
Yeah.
So it's a different vibe, a different environment.
It is true. That is very true. Yeah. When does that start Friday, or is it a 4-day con or a 3-day con?
19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd.
No, it doesn't start on Thursday, but they do something on Thursday. Not the official con. But like last year, they didn't. I don't know. They might have told us, but they didn't really, blast it out there that like the partner thing was on Thursday.
Oh.
But the concert's Friday, so it was like, oh shit. Well, thanks for letting me know. Like, I missed like one of my favorite things to attend, which is the partner party, because those are all the people who do the same job I do, and I want to mingle with them. I like that.
Yeah. Chat saying there's a partner party on Thursday. The con is Friday to Sunday, so it's a 3-day con. There you go.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then
All right. Well, have fun. Be safe. Get.
Thanks, Dad.
Who should I tell you? I'm gonna task you both with a goal of someone to meet.
Okay.
And I want to see if you can do it.
Shit.
I will try.
Ko, I would love for you to meet Kai Sanat.
Oh, is he going to be there?
I think so. Yeah, I would think so. Zeke, I would love for you to meet Hasanabi. I think that would be just shake his hand, say hi. He'll probably be streaming, to be honest. So there will be visual video proof if he's on the show floor. But I think that will be, those will be 2 very interesting.
That's going to be so awkward if I actually see him, because I'm literally just going to walk up and be like, hey, are you Kai? Hi, you don't know me. Name's Ko. Someone said I needed to meet you. Anyway, have a great day. Bye. And I'm just going to walk away.
That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I'm looking for. These are your side quests that have been entrusted to you. I don't know why I'm the task giver. As far as meeting
these people, though, like, they're going to have security, right?
They'll have security around them. Yeah.
Yeah. So meeting them without them knowing who the fuck I am, or that's going to be.
Also,
you can ask for a photo.
Fair, Zeke does look very securable.
Do I need to stand in fucking line and pay the motherfucker $200
No,
for a photo?
no. You don't pay. They don't. They do.
Go to his meet and greet, Zeke.
Yeah, they do.
Go
meet
sign
and
up
greets.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you could also just if you see him, just ask for a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way he's just gonna be fucking walking around.
That's what
he's gonna be posted up streaming.
No, well, they stream walking the floors most of the time.
Oh, dude, it's IRL these days, man. Yeah,
that's all. That's
they
all
would prefer to walk the floor than anything else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, those are those are my birthday wishes.
Okay.
I'm abusing the birthday.
What counts as meeting them? What would you say counts? Like, what's the minimum?
But you can't like breathe the same air as him. That doesn't count. As, like,
dude,
breathing.
he's gonna find him and take a selfie, and he's gonna be like 700 feet in the background. That doesn't count. No, you have to shake his hand.
You gotta shake his hand. You gotta shake their hand. Selfie or something. Yeah.
I'd say that's the line: a handshake or a fist bump if they don't do handshakes.
Yeah, or a fist bump. Yeah.
And if they don't want to touch you, which is understandable, a verbal acknowledgement is fine.
True.
Does he have DMs open on Twitter?
Yeah, but they're probably filled with death threats, most likely. If
we're
talking about Hassan.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might not be able to.
Do you know who he's represented by?
I never thought about that, but like someone like Hassan, he would have to get security going to.
They do it. They have security. Yeah, 100%.
Have to.
Twitch gives them security. It's part of their contract. They talked about it. They have like actual security that walk around the cons with them.
Wow.
And I think they might even have a personal bodyguard when they do IRL streams. A lot of.
Well, it's just more like, I mean, we all get offered security, like the partner stuff does, but it's just wild to think that like he has to take that. That's the environment we live in. Like he has to, with the type of content he does and everything.
You think Zeke's? This is why it's actually. They're not going to let Zeke within 500 yards.
Probably.
No! I got it.
He's already thinking.
As his bodyguard.
Have you seen yourself,
dude? I'm 6'1", 260, baby.
You're gonna have to shave though. Would you go that far?
That's intimidating. Look at that shit. I look like a bouncer for a biker bar.
Sure, try it. Look.
Give it a try. You know what? You might be right. You might be right. Yeah, you might be right.
You guys,
people in chat are going to say
all you want.
I like how within the same 3 lines, he's going to get arrested. Yeah, Zeke's going to jail. Oh man,
these are your missions.
No, I think I honestly think if I got a hold of his reps, whoever his reps are.
He has a.
And Cynical says, "How are you going to do that? Sounding like my grandmother looking for her cigarettes."
Oh, hilarious! Make fun of my fucking medical condition. That's real nice. Appreciate it.
Well, to be fair, if there's one human you can make fun of on this planet for their medical condition.
No, I'm I was
going to say.
I don't give a shit. No, that doesn't bother me at all. No. There's fucking nothing I can do about it. Like,
you have one of the best senses of humor out there.
Here, try honey with tea. Okay, let me try that. Let me try everything you've already said that I've already tried. Appointment. Setting it up. Moving on.
Okay.
I think I just need to get a hold of Hassan's. Is it Hassan or is it Hassan?
I always thought it was the first one, but then JP said it differently.
Hassanabi is how you say his.
Hassan?
Okay.
Hassanabi.
I thought it was Hassan.
Hassan is his name, but his username is Hassanabi.
Okay. Well, the reason why I ask is because
those are two different things.
You remember
I
the Daily Show correspondent who had his own show? He went from Hassan to Hassan.
Sure.
Because that's the actual pronunciation, and Hassan is like the westernized pronunciation.
Sure.
Is it? I think it's just Hassan normally has 2 S's. Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Okay.
Either way, I'm going to try and contact his if this is my quest, I think the best way for me to do it is to contact his
partner manager.
His representation, like whatever company reps him.
Well, I think he has Hollywood. He might be WME or CAA or
CAA or something.
I don't think he's CAA. I think he's probably WME.
Okay, great. And then like offer them money from my wallet.
Maybe do this offline.
Oh God! All right, good luck. We'll see what happens in 2 weeks if you guys fulfill your quest. Let's move on to video game news. I mean, I guess we have to start with the PS5 Pro, right? This is probably the biggest news of the week. Sony did a 9-minute thing. Wasn't really a conference. It was just a video of Mark Cerny, the PlayStation 4 and I think 5 architect, as it were. And really weird thing that they showed. I mean, I could probably play it. It's an entirety. You don't even need the audio because they basically just show all the games they've put out in the past 4 or 5 years. And they're just like, now you pay us $700 for all these games to look about the same as they do, unless you really
now pay $700 to not have to choose between the options we give you for a finished product.
Pretty much, but they also came out and said that even though they're going to get more power, some stuff still might run at 30 FPS, which is like, okay. It was received very poorly.
No stand. No disk drive for that price.
That's also a very good point. Yes. $700, you get a horizontal PlayStation 5 Pro. If you want a disk drive or a vertical stand, they cost extra. Exactly what Ko just said.
Now, when you say the disk drive costs extra,
there's no
is there disk drive like
There's
external
no
disk
built-in
drive,
but you can get a USB drive to plug in if you want to buy your stuff on disk. So in other words, and it's interesting because a lot of people were given a lot of ish for that, but the reality is that the large majority of people these days do not use discs. So weird, and this is going to be weird to say this, but they actually keep costs down by making it an additional external purchase.
Yeah.
In theory, if you don't put more hardware in your device, it gets cheaper, but it does not seem to be the case in this one. It just got more expensive, and then they charge more for the disc too. So it's like a triple dip.
I had no idea that Sony had an external disk drive that you can buy.
Yeah.
It's looks like Walmart's selling it for $80-something.
Yeah, it's because they put out all those the disc. I hate the term disc lists. It doesn't. They need to have some sort of like lingo for it, but disc list console. Yeah, it's very annoying to say. But yeah, it really took over the news cycle of just people being like, the question I heard the most of like, who is this for? Like who are they marketing this to? And I think as someone who always is like striving to get the best out of whatever I'm playing, that was really, really short. Oh, that was the reveal trailer. I thought that was the full 9-minute thing. It was already over. Yeah, as someone who's always trying to get the best out of their hardware, even then it's kind of like the only game that I would legitimately use right now if I had the chance to pay more money would be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And
apparently the performance on that wasn't great. Yeah.
I mean, it was better, but it wasn't like, it wasn't, you should spend $700 to make this look better.
There we go.
Yeah. And the other thing is like, if Rockstar does GTA 6, how they've always done Grand Theft Auto releases, or how they did GTA 5, I should say, that'll be a console first release, then it'll come to PC, X amount of months later. So potentially this is the best hardware to play GTA 6 on next year. So that's maybe, but they didn't even mention that. So who knows if it's going to be like, best performed or whatever on PlayStation 5 Pro. That's up to Rockstar, I guess, if they want to take the marketing money from Sony on that at the end of the day. But apart from that, like, there's no reason to buy this.
No, but did you see like the absolutely unnecessary post from Jeff Keighley about this fucking thing?
No, what was that?
Jeff Keighley? No, what did he say?
What
no, he made a post about like, like the price of the PlayStation with inflation and like how much other systems would have cost
he defending
back
it?
in the day and shit like that. And I'm just like, fucking dude, you don't need to why are you defending this? Even though, like, I get your point and it's taken, but you don't fucking need to do this, man. People are just going to call you out, and they fucking did. They were just like, this is Jeff Keighley with Sony right now. You know, it's just fucking terrible.
Yeah, I don't know why he would do that.
Yeah.
I get maybe he was trying to show that it was expensive. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just kind of defending it, but or trying to add to the conversation by putting that info out there. Who knows? It did make it look bad.
No, it's absolutely like it's a fair take. Like adjusting for inflation, $700 isn't like out of the realm of like sanity. It's not bad, but like someone has said, read the fucking room, dude. Like people are not happy about this. So you're going to try and like defend Sony?
Yeah.
No, come on, Jeff.
I think Jeff these days, I think, has embraced his public image in a lot of ways. And I think that Jeff probably knew that a tweet like that would get a lot of eyes on it. And that's okay, because that's what he does. Yeah, it's his job.
That's true.
To create discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Yeah.
That also a fair point.
That is true.
I forget that people do this like seemingly stupid shit on purpose. Like for clicks and for interaction and shit like that. I forget this sometimes. And it's been going on for 20 years or however long since social media has been around.
Yeah.
Like people, rage bait, stupid bait. Like I do it on my channel. I play dumb and people think I'm an idiot.
I am not
Sometimes
only
I'm not.
exactly
Sometimes I'm
the
not.
same way, Zeke, but I constantly have to remind myself that's the case. I will sometimes see a tweet and be halfway through responding to it before I'm like, wait a second. Maybe wait. Yep. Maybe they don't really mean this and they're just trying to piss me off, you know? Like, yeah. I mean, we all know that's how it works, but it's still tough.
Yeah. So $700 PS5 Pro. I think pre-orders are later this month. Comes out in November. I unfortunately will probably try and buy one. I'm not gonna like be crazy and be there like day one.
We kind of have to.
Yeah, like minute one to try to grab one because they're probably gonna try and go. Like scalpers are probably gonna try to grab these, but I don't know how well these are gonna sell. I think that's the thing. It might be the complete opposite of what everyone thinks, where it's like, oh no, these aren't gonna sell at all, and then they're gonna be sold out for months. Whether those are scalpers or whether those are actually people trying to get them,
who knows?
But I think it'll probably do pretty well. People buy an iPhone every year.
People buy it. Yeah, exactly.
And don't, a phone does a lot more than a game hardware, but still. Yeah. Also, yes, we know, chat, this looks like Dana Carvey. This is not Dana Carvey.
Wow, it does. It looks like Will Ferrell playing the guy at the fashion store, starring Dana Carvey playing Will Ferrell. There we go.
Sure.
And for those wondering, it's the one with the tiny phone where they have the tiny phones.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Fantastic. So, like I said, we'll get one for our job, but we'll see how else it goes. When do these? Is it the 25th when these actually go on sale, chat? I forget the actual date. I'm sure most of you remember. Oh, and PlayStation also announced their new upscaling technology, Pisser.
Excuse me, what?
It's PSSR, Pisser. That's.
Oh no. Oh no.
You got to turn. You got to turn on the Pisser if you want. No, that's I did workshop it. They said PSSR, but I made it much easier to say, just like the rest of the internet. Pisser.
Of course they call it Pisser. Everybody's gonna call it Pisser. I'm saying, didn't Sony workshop that? Like, can we make a different acronym? Like, please.
Well, they got to put PlayStation in there, and they got to get super, just like DLSS, which has become kind of a known technology, I would say.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're throwing they're if anything, they're Appleizing. They're doing what Apple does and making it their own thing, even though it's the same thing.
So, okay, what does it stand for? PlayStation Super Rendering or something?
Let's scroll back here and see what it actually stands for. PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. That's what it stands for.
Okay, it could be PSSSR, but it's okay.
They couldn't go with that.
That's even worse.
That's
dude.
even worse.
That's even worse. No, bro.
So now we have FSR, which is AMD's.
PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution.
We have FSR, which is AMD's, PSSR, which is PlayStation's, DLSS, which is NVIDIA's.
Okay.
Xbox, I don't think, has their own. And then there's XESS, which is Intel's. So we have 4 different type of upscaling methods that exist because everyone has to brand it their own.
Cool.
I mean, this could be another one of those things where it's like, but sir, it says pisser. It's like, we know people will remember it.
I did.
Oh, genius, sir, genius.
That was the one thing I took from this 9-minute video. Really was pisser. Because what else? I mean, to be honest, there wasn't much else to take. It's so funny. The games that they showed, by the way, are like none of these are recent. These are all games that have PC ports. These are all games from like PS4. Like Spider-Man 2, I think, is the most recent game they showed in this. But I don't think Spider-Man 2 is on PC yet.
It seems like baffling that we live in a day and age where they would announce something like this and not have like a product ready to go or a game exclusive or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's wild, especially with this price point. Like to have so little to offer and then to still like feel confident and comfortable saying that price point is wild.
Correct. Yeah.
It's
wild. And maybe even more wild is in the video.
Oh God. Oh no. Someone in chat said that's what they wanted Concord to be. Oh
no. I don't think so at all.
I don't know, man.
I don't think so at all.
I mean, it is a giant first-party title.
We have Concord
they released.
News, so we'll get to that.
Hold on. But think about this for a second. They released a giant first-party title. They put millions of dollars into weeks before the PS4 Pro or PS5 Pro came out. And you're telling me you don't think they wanted that to go right into there? That wasn't the plan 2 years ago?
Yeah, maybe a mention of it. Yeah, maybe.
I think if you look at Concord, if you look at how Concord came to be, and then you think about like the dominoes that led up to that and the dominoes that lead up to the Pro, it seems like it's all just one giant missed arrow shot, you know? So it's like, it seems like that lines up with the misses.
Yeah. Yeah, Chad's pointing out that.
It also be why it was only 9 minutes long. Like maybe they're trying to like downplay something. I mean, I don't know. And remember, Concord is one of the 15 IPs they chose for that giant multi-million-dollar show thing they're doing. So, I mean, clearly it was designed to be way more included than it is being currently.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't know, man. All of this is starting to look very not great.
No, it's not a good look whatsoever. I also think that the best way, and this is not my original thought, I saw a lot of people say this and I agreed with it completely. The best way to show off this new hardware is to dive right into the numbers and actually compare it to like old hardware, like digital foundry it. Like work with them, and just like whenever we get a new GPU, they fucking show benchmarks. A lot of those benchmarks are, you know, by the companies, so you can't really rely on them too much until people get the hardware in their hands and they can do the testing themselves. But like showing this does nothing for, like, it doesn't service anyone. They're just showing trailers that might look a little bit better if you have a 4K TV. So, because you're not selling this to a person that walks into Best Buy to be like, I want to get a PS5. You're selling this to the crazy people online that are like, I want to get 10 more FPS.
Essentially, do you think it's almost accurate saying that this is a console made for whales?
Yeah, I do think it's made for like hardcore
people that just
audience.
have too much money then they know what to deal with. Like,
Probably.
I can't imagine anyone looking at this that has any type of financial limit and going, that's a good use of my limited money.
Probably.
I can't see it. Chat, anyone? Like, is there any way that could be spun as an intelligent purpose or purchase if you're low on money? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think.
Could
like,
you go back in that video?
Real quick. How much is a normal PS5 right now?
500?
Is it still 500?
Let's see.
I think 450. I want to say.
If you go to bestbuy.com right now and go to consoles, they are 500.
That's saying between 450 and 500. Okay.
Yeah, the
so
digitals
they're
are
trying to
450,
push this thing for $200 more than that. Like 700 is the base. Is there an enhanced model, or is that like the base Pro model?
It's just the PS5 Pro. That's it. They're
not doing like a larger hard drive bundle or anything like that.
I don't know if they're doing a hard drive bundle. They might just try to sell that to you separately. But yeah,
because you always got to look at the base price, and then you got to go, okay, is anyone actually going to buy that, or are they just going to buy the $40 more expensive one because it comes with so much more stuff?
Yeah,
because that's the real base price at that point.
Yeah. What is
That's still crazy. That's crazy.
How much does the vertical PS5 Pro stand cost? Is that $30? Yeah.
$700 is beginner PC. Dude, if you get a PS5 Pro and the stand and the disc drive, you are absolutely in budget PC territory. Now, of course, budget PC territory comes with all of the, you probably have to build it yourself at that point, or you've got to service it yourself all the time to learn it. So that's a factor. But just raw resource and cost-wise, yeah, that's like over $800 for the PS5 Pro, the stand, and the disc drive.
Yeah.
Which I would argue is the complete experience. Like, it's weird not having one of those three things and saying you have the whole package.
Sure.
Maybe the disc drive if you're a digital guy. That's understandable. But the stand? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, you're going from like using over a square foot to like that on your desk.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you need the stand. Yeah, if you have any limitation.
As someone who has a PS5 on their desk right now, if it was horizontal, I'd have to take like 4 or 5 things off, which...
People saying, yeah, but you also getting a monitor for the PC. You got to buy a TV for your PS5 Pro.
And it has to be a 4K TV.
Yeah.
It's not just any TV. Like, 4K TVs are not expensive, but they're not nothing. So, whereas the budget PC, you could probably get by on just like a 1080p high hertz monitor. Like 1080p, 144 hertz monitor. That's maybe...
Box Deus says most people have TVs. That's true, but to be honest, most TVs these days you can plug your computer right into. So, I mean, if we're going back and forth, then yeah, like...
Yeah. Zeke, what were you wanting me to show in the video?
Oh, yeah, just show the actual console.
Oh, you want to see the racing stripes?
Yeah. Now, it's towards the end of the video, yeah.
Yeah. It's taken a while to load because YouTube's YouTube.
That haircut is a decision. I love it.
Mark's always kind of had that same haircut. There you go.
There you go. Now, I learned recently that orcs from the 40K universe do things for the orcs because they believe they do.
That's correct.
Red makes things go faster because the orcs believe that red makes things go faster.
Yep. It's just like
is that why the PS5 Pro has racing stripes? I'm just putting the question out there.
Yeah.
Oh, and we'll give you the answer. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, they could spin it and be like, oh, well, this is actually helping the airflow within the console. We don't know because we haven't seen like a build breakdown of it. But also, yes, Zeke, it makes it go faster. You are correct.
We don't have the proof, but the evidence suggests you're absolutely right.
That's yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. I also wonder too, like, my PS5 puts out a decent amount of heat. I wonder what this thing is actually gonna do from like a heat dispersion. Like I'm actually genuinely interested in the hardware aspect of it.
They didn't mention any cooling enhancements.
They didn't mention shit, in this entire video. They just said like
that's
it's gonna.
fair.
Weren't you listening? It was just trailers.
We're gonna do X% faster. What does that mean? It means X% faster. Well, do you have any debt? Nope. I think like after the fact, there was a bunch of conversations from like press that we got some answers for some of that stuff, but we didn't get like a Digital Foundry breakdown.
Maybe it was because of fucking dumb chumps like me, like making fun of like, oh, they said 500 teraflops. Oh, that's a funny word. And like, we're just not going to put any technical shit. Moving forward, we're never going to put technical shit in our commercials.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's the whole like it goes to 11 thing. That's exactly right. It's a strange thing altogether. A very, very. It's very strange, but it's also kind of what I expected.
I was gonna say it's especially these days.
Yeah.
Especially with the last 6 months, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I the price was actually lower than what I was originally. Like 15 minutes before, I thought it was gonna be 800, so it's lower. But that was a 30-second guess, so not the smartest guess. But yeah, it $700. Pre-orders open later this month. Ships November 7th or November 15th or something like that. So I guess the games you'll play right out of the gate that will be new. Assassin's Creed comes out on the 15th of November. And they said that it will take use of like the new hardware. Is there any Dragon Age? Maybe, but that's at the end of October for Veilguard. I don't think. And then whatever else comes out at the end of November and beginning of December. There's not really any other big console titles.
Does the PS5 Pro come with a game?
Absolutely not. No.
What?
Y'all remember when that used to be standard?
Dude, I not only remember that,
I remember
on it. Dude, the bundle would be themed for the game, not the console. So like the console would be like the color of the game and like the controller would have cool stuff. It come with stickers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all remember
comes
stickers?
with Astro's Playroom.
No, the original PS5 did. The original PS5 did, not the PS5
not
Pro.
The PS5 Pro probably comes with a demo.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably pack in a piece of paper that has a code for you to download a video that runs for
I like
120 or something.
Grumpy Gnome in my chat was like, they don't give you a stand and you're expecting a game?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You don't even get a fucking stand for this.
You don't even get a stand, dude.
Yeah.
Look at you wanting to use your purchase, you lamer.
Yeah.
What a
exactly.
jerk.
Exactly. So, hey, that happened. You brought up Concord again. That the news continues on that. I think this might be the last bit of news, at least until they re-release it. They straight up took Concord away. It's almost like it doesn't exist anymore.
You just said something kind of concerning though. You said until they re-release it. Have they announced that?
Well, they're going to do something with it, I would assume. I don't know. We don't know what they're doing, but I would assume they're going to go back and rework it and blah blah blah. But yeah,
I'm gonna flip that on you.
Okay.
If they don't realize at this point that anything involving that word is toxic and will be a horrible thing for them, they are crazy. If they were to try to bring it back, that would be one of the most like ridiculous situation. Like the reason it failed was because nobody wanted it. Why would you bring it back?
Yeah.
Why? What's the point? Like, are people gonna want it less? Like, they're not gonna want it more.
Yeah.
Perfect conditions led to where it is now. So it's like, unless they make it a different game.
Maybe
they make it a different game.
Who knows?
Maybe they deadlock it or something, and then try to make a deadlock competitor. Which, funny enough, we're all laughing about. But always remember that Fortnite never started as Fortnite and then became the biggest game
in
ever.
The world. Yeah.
So, for those who don't know, Fortnite started as a PvE zombie builder survival game. And then PUBG came out, and they were like, oh, let's turn that into PUBG. And that's Fortnite. So it's like, it is kind of weird to think that, like, right now as we speak, they could be taking Deadlock and being like, or taking Concord and being like, yo, that Deadlock thing's really hot right now. Like, let's see if we can make it that. And then we'll just see it burst onto the scene in a year with those mechanics.
Potentially.
To be blunt, that's the only way I can see this going anywhere. Like, if they actually try to re-release it, that would be wow.
I think you are onto something with the name just being like so toxic and tarnished at this point that there's no hope for it. And maybe that's, even though they said that they're going to take a look at it, they straight up, like, it's gone. It's delisted. It is no longer playable if it is on your hard drive. I will say it's just gone.
If you are one of the people that got the max achievements for Concord before it went out, if you are one of the, and I'm not kidding when I say this, if you are one of the 69 confirmed people,
oh boy,
who got 1,000 achievement points in Concord or whatever it was, you're part of a very unique crew there, my friend. Congratulations.
So wait, how does that, if a game is delisted, do they still keep the, like, PlayStation trophies?
I would assume so.
Yeah, how does that work? So,
because, like, games get canceled and taken off the services all the time, and we've never heard of, like, people losing their, I feel like if people lost those points, because a lot of people live by that stuff.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It would be like a big thing.
Yeah.
I used to achievement hunt back in the day, and it's a whole thing, man. There's whole websites dedicated to achievement hunting. Like, it's an entire community.
Yeah. Still crazy to me that they, like, the last game I remember PlayStation doing that to was PT, the demo for PT. But it was still playable once they delisted it. Like, you could still boot PT and
I still got it on an old PS4.
I have it on a PS4 somewhere. Yeah, I couldn't tell you which one, but it's somewhere in this house. You can't even do that with
probably
this.
Do.
It's true. It's true. You can't even do that with Concord. It's gone, completely gone, which is a wild, again, unprecedented. We've never seen that before. And then we kind of just go down unfortunately, the normal news as of late. We had a bunch of layoffs once again this week, pointing to Microsoft, as they laid off another 650 staff from its video game workforce.
That is so disappointing.
Yeah, this was primarily, let me see here. Said IGN's reporting they sent a memo to from Xbox chief Phil Spencer to staff on September 12th. In the memo, Spencer said that the roles affect mostly corporate and support functions and were made to, quote, organize our business for long-term success. He clarified that no games, devices, or experiences are being canceled and no studios are being closed as part of these cuts. These latest layoffs mean that Microsoft has let go of 2,550 staff from its gaming business since acquiring Activision Blizzard in 2023. And then they posted the full memo. I can read it if you guys want. It's 4 paragraphs, but it's corporate BS. Okay. Yeah, it's corporate BS. It's things like throughout our team's history, we have had great moments and we have had challenging ones. Today is one of those challenging. It's that shit. Like, you don't. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's not a good thing to read.
The thing, with layoffs, especially after mergers, it's always important to keep in mind that, like, redundancy is a thing, and whenever the larger the company, the more positions will be redundant and will be fired. But it's almost more important during those times to remember that a lot of times, like, stuff is hidden behind that. So I don't. This one seems like a combination almost, and I'm wondering if that's, like, the purpose. Is, you know, they wanted to get some jobs out, but also wanted to kind of wait until some of the normals and then kind of slide it in with that. But yeah. I don't know.
Now,
Nothing about the mic.
You said it's in gaming. Are these under Phil, like Phil's purview?
Well, I mean, he's the head of Xbox, so yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The buck stops at him.
Yeah. It essentially, yes, the buck stops with him.
Well, you said Microsoft and not Xbox. I just wanted to make sure there was a distinction.
Right. We had that conversation on stream where it was, you start to think like, well, is Phil the bad guy here, or is Microsoft saying that these jobs are redundant, and then it's just like, at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't fucking matter it's all bad, right? Like if it's Phil, if it's Microsoft, it's still not about them. It's about the people that are losing their jobs. So I kind of just like move the question forward, but yeah.
I feel silly now for asking.
Well, it's if you want to have the conversation of like, is Phil the right person for the job anymore? I think that might be a bigger question.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I don't know, right? Like, it hasn't exactly been going great ever since the acquisition, but exactly like Ko just said, that's kind of the dominoes falling whenever you acquire a company like that. Redundancies and layoffs occur. So, yeah. In a lot of ways, I think Microsoft/Xbox is riding on like the goodwill that Spencer kind of fostered for so long. And
now they're getting him in a lot of ways to do the dirty work.
Yeah, they're like chipping away at his
social credit.
Yes,
you could say.
Yes, exactly. That's a great way to put it. And like, how long is that going to go?
How long are they going to use him until the public finally turns on him and then they fire him?
I think that the public is full on turned. I mean,
that sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like,
I saw a lot of people saying like he needs to go. He needs to get fired.
Maybe he already does. Yeah, maybe they've already spent it. I know that. I mean, hell, I'll say it. I myself am still rubbed that the Tango stuff happened under him. Mm-hmm. Like that there, I think, was a lot of people's end point with that. But then I mean, like, the part that sucks here is it's like, on one side, we've had Phil on the channel. He's obviously a good dude, seems to want to put great games out there. But on the other hand, like, when you take a position like that, you are being paid to also be the public fall guy in a lot of ways. Like, that is your job. Your job is to take the heat publicly when the company makes bad decisions. And they need a face to put on that. So they hire someone for it. So
yeah,
it just sucks, dude. It sucks. Yeah. Thankfully, we just all have to remember that he's very, very well paid. So whatever happens, Phil will be fine.
He'll be fine, 100%.
He'll be fine.
He'll just fall out.
I like Phil, so
I
got to remember that. So he'll be okay. He'll be just fine.
Phil's been on the show. He's great to talk to, but he's also in charge of those 2,500 firings.
And to put it bluntly, I mean, he probably knew exactly what he was getting into when he took the job.
Yeah. Just not a great situation, for
not
sure.
At all. I will say it'll be very interesting one day after all this. I'd be very interested to hear his candid thoughts on the situation. Yeah. Especially after some of the stuff he's said on, hell, our show and others. Because for those who don't remember, we interviewed Phil like shortly after Microsoft was like starting this snowball acquisition thing, and like people were feeling pretty good about it. That's why we had him on the show. So there was a lot of stuff said that was like very optimistic and very forward looking and very like, we're all in this together. So that's not where we are now. This is a different Phil. So it'll be interesting to hear one day if we ever get like the candid thoughts on what happened between pre and post Phil. I don't know how to say that properly, but the many different shades of Phil.
He was he was pretty candid the other week whenever, was that an IGN when we were talking about that? When he basically said like, I've made some terrible decisions, blah, 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 as it pertains to Bungie and whatever the other company was. But there's that, and then there's like the tell all, right? And I think that's kind of what Ko's wanting.
Yeah.
So, not done yet. Annapurna has had a very weird week. The Annapurna video game team has resigned. That was a group of
video
about,
game team.
Yeah, that's a group of about 25 people, and they resigned. So I'll just read the Bloomberg article on this because they seem to summarize it pretty well. Annapurna Interactive President Nathan Gary and his team had been negotiating with Ellison. Ellison is Megan Ellison. She is the owner of the studio, the creator of the studio. She's also daughter of billionaire Larry Ellison. And so that's kind of where all this came from. And apparently Ellison pulled out of the negotiations. And when that happened, Gary and other executives resigned and were followed by around 24 other staffers. Quote, all 25 members of the Annapurna Interactive team collectively resigned, end quote. Gary and the group said in a joint statement. They go on and say, quote, this was one of the hardest decisions we've ever had to make, and we did not take this action lightly. A spokesperson for Annapurna confirmed that it had explored a spinoff and said that the parties failed to reach an agreement, which led to the resignations.
So what was the exact disagreement over? Was it compensation or something else?
They wanted to spin, I skipped the very important thing, I'm sorry. They wanted to spin off the video game division as an independent entity. So they wanted to basically do like...
And which one was they? What, did the video gamers themselves want to spin themselves off? Or did the main company want to spin them off?
The devs, Nathan Gary, the Interactive president, wanted to spin off, and
the devs of Annapurna Interactive wanted to remove themselves from Annapurna Interactive.
Yes, they wanted to.
And Annapurna Interactive said, no, we're not going to do that. And the negotiations fell apart. So all of the people resigned.
Yes. Correct.
So basically they came to Annapurna and said, we don't want to work under you anymore. And Annapurna said, okay.
Let's be clear, publishers, not devs.
Yes.
Yeah. Because Annapurna
like, is that what I'm under? I know I'm boiling this down to simplicity, but like, it sounds like the devs wanted to leave anyway.
The publishers.
Am I understanding that? The publishers wanted to leave anyway. Yes, I'm sorry. The game centric related people.
Yes. Yeah,
they wanted to leave Annapurna anyway, and then Annapurna wouldn't let them, so they all resigned.
They wanted to spin it off as their own entity, which basically...
That's different from lost game dev jobs.
It is, yeah.
That's not just game dev job loss.
But the crazy part is that the partners that were being published by Annapurna, this all happened in like 2 or 3 days, and so they're just completely lost.
Oh, that absolutely sucks. Do we know why why the publishers were so adamant about leaving Annapurna? Did they talk, like, were they being mistreated or like?
Not in this, not in the Bloomberg article.
Because it seems like this is a pretty urgent decision. Like, we can't stand this anymore. We're all resigning. But it doesn't, like, what's the fire?
It does not say.
Because that also would mean if there's not a fire, then the people leaving and resigning are kind of screwing over the people that were depending on them.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm confused. I feel like this needs to go. I feel like this article is the surface of an ocean, and we need to know that, because this doesn't sound good normally. Maybe I'm missing something, but this doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound like there's
it doesn't sound like there's a good guy here.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's not a good or bad guy situation. It's just like
in a story of like scrappy game devs getting fired. This does not sound like one of those stories.
Yeah.
No. I think the biggest story is that it's just fucking wild that it happened at all.
Yes.
Like an entire publishing house that is responsible.
That is really weird.
Like, I'm looking at it right now. The Annapurna Publishing House for games is responsible for games like Stray, Cocoon, Outer Wilds, Neon White, like shitloads of games that all of us have played and heard of.
And make money and are successful.
Yeah.
So I have to say, like, this gets really weird because now, think about this. This means that company, which was a huge money maker, then went to the people who were getting that money and said, we don't want to work for you anymore. We want to go do our own. I guess from the sounds of it. And then the people that were making the money were like, no, we want to keep making money, which is kind of makes sense. So I don't know. We need a lot more information on this.
Yeah.
This is weird. This is weird.
Further on in the article, kind of.
Oh, and for the record, I'm seeing confusion in chat. This is not the Annapurna that signed with Control and Remedy. That's the movie and show division, right?
Well,
it's not this.
It is the same Annapurna, but it does not affect any of that because that's a completely different thing.
Yes, that's a different section / company, right? There's Annapurna Interactive, and then there's Annapurna, the other one. One of them was affected by this, and the other is the one that's working with Control, I thought.
So last month, Annapurna announced a deal to partner with Finnish gaming company Remedy Entertainment to bring critically acclaimed Control and Alan Wake franchises to film and TV. That's it. They're still self-publishing Control 2. Yeah. It's just
okay. So all that's fine, and none of that should be affected.
Yes, yeah, that's all completely a separate thing. Further on in the article, it goes, the exodus has led to chaos as game developers partner with Annapurna to try to figure out what it means for their upcoming projects. As a publisher, Annapurna is responsible not only for funding the games, but for handling services such as quality assurance, adapting the products for local markets, and marketing. Over the past few days, game makers working with Annapurna have scrambled to find new points of contact and figure out whether the company will continue to honor its agreements. The spokesperson said that all existing games and projects will remain under Annapurna. There's already a new president named Hector Sanchez. He told the devs that the company will honor existing contracts and replace staff who have left, according to people who asked to not be identified because the conversations were private. Sanchez, who was originally a co-founder of Annapurna Interactive, was brought back last month.
After leaving or being?
Does not say. Brought back last month, period. There's no like after leaving or anything like that. Looks like he just came back on because it was going south.
Yep.
Anyway, wow, that's a cluster right there.
Oh, it's an absolute clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck of like cluster.
But that's interesting to talk about. But like, I don't feel like anyone can be coming up with any meaningful conclusions without more information.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of speculation.
I was not aware. I thought it was a lot more cut and dry than that. It was presented to me a lot more cut and dry than that. That's not cut and dry at all. Like, good God.
Yeah.
Well, there's some speculation like around it, and speculation is speculation, meaning like this makes sense, but no proof. But it's that the publishing wing wanted to stay indie, and Annapurna itself wanted to get more big budget. So there was a conflict there. But again, speculation.
Yeah.
I mean,
we might never know.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yep. Not great for all of the indie studios though, underneath all of that. We're just like, fuck. What are we fucking doing? That would be a terrible email to come across for sure.
Like the situation seems totally like right. You know, little company wants to go big with the bosses. The employees don't want to. That also, but the thing that I keep coming back to that's blowing my mind is how could they think it was okay to abandon the people they're already signed contracts with if they care at all about game dev? Like that's really weird to me. Like that makes me think there's something a lot bigger going on that we just don't have access to.
Yeah.
It's like bridge burning level of stuff, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
What else is going on? There's some Palworld stuff, which is a really weird situation. So there was an article that basically came out for an interview that we now know was conducted several months ago because Palworld told us as such, that essentially said that Palworld had to figure out if it wanted to be a free-to-play or game as a service. So that came out, and kind of people ran with that. And then Palworld tweeted out yesterday morning and said, regarding the future of Palworld, too long, didn't read, we are not changing our game's business model. It will remain buy-to-play and not free-to-play or games as a service. Recently, an article was published in which we discussed the possible future direction of Palworld and ideas for continuing the game for a long time. In fact, this interview was conducted several months ago. At that time, we were still considering the best way forward for Palworld to create a long-lasting game that continues to grow. We are still discussing this internally, and it is quite challenging to find that ideal path. but we have already decided that the free-to-play / games as a service approach is not suitable for us. Palworld was never designed with that in mind, and it would require too much work to adapt the game at this point. Additionally, we are very aware that this just isn't what our players want, and we will always put our players first. We are still considering skins and DLC for Palworld in future as a means to support development, but we will discuss this with you all again as we get closer to that point. For now, our priority remains making Palworld the best game possible. We apologize for any concern this may have caused, and we hope this clarifies our position. So they kind of laid it all out.
Devs.
Yeah.
Communication, man. Communication and expectation management. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it was Palworld was like, what, 2 weeks of just absurdity when it came to numbers, and then kind of dropped off because, you know, people move on to other games.
Single player game. Yep,
Yeah.
that's what happens.
That's how it goes.
It's a natural progression.
They've added more. I think they added an island to it recently. They've continued to push updates for it, and maybe even like a new, not trainer, but a new battle, whatever you call those things, in the game world. But yeah, I wonder if they're. I wonder if that money's starting to, because that was what, 6 months ago. They probably still have a lot of funds, but probably looking to see how else they can make more money. It sounds like with the DLC and the skins and everything like that. So good on them for getting out there though, and not letting that shit, that pot continue to stir as it typically does on the internet. I love this news story only because it kind of puts Hasbro in a shitty spot, and I don't like Hasbro when it comes to D&D.
Oh, is this the wizard stuff?
Yeah, well, depending on if there's other wizard stuff. Yeah, so the Baldur's Gate
The
3
AI
level
stuff.
editor. Oh, no, this is something different than that. The level editor is being cracked open by modders, bringing homebrew campaigns one step closer. So essentially, Larian left kind of like it was Larian's mistake, oopsie, that we left this this ability in our official modding toolkit. And Hasbro is like, well, guys, we're doing a whole thing where we're selling a way to do custom campaigns to people. Why the fuck are they gonna buy that if you could do that in Baldur's
Just buy Baldur's Gate 3 instead.
Yeah, and so now modders are like, thanks, Larian, and Larian's like, wink.
Just took millions of dollars from Hasbro. Wink.
Yeah,
It's fine. This will end perfectly.
yeah. So
'Cause it's okay. Hasbro doesn't like money.
We'll see how this goes. Yeah, it's a little bit more convoluted than that in terms of how it all works out, but I don't know I don't know how that works with Hasbro. If they like step in and
Dude,
say,
how
"Stop
messed
this
up is it
shit?"
going to be if Larian is like forced to patch it or something?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm reading the more. Okay, I'm just going to read this out loud. To give you some this is rockpapershotgun.com. To give you some context, last week the developers released a hefty patch that added a bunch of new endings to the fantasy RPG. But it also included an official mod support and modding toolkit. It was made available to help the usual sickos continue working on new hairstyles, customized weapons, and, quote, other material. The kit essentially is a watered-down version of what developers Larians would use in the studio, with some of the more powerful features disabled. You could view the game's levels in read-only mode, for instance, but you couldn't alter those environments nor make your own levels. Until a modder by the name of Seagray stuck a lockpick into the dev kit and made everything possible. BG3 Toolkit Unlocked is currently available on Nexus Mods at the time of writing. I think it still is. And it has a simple description. This mod unlocks all disabled features and enables write permissions for the BG3 Toolkit, including level editing, save editing, and more. As a demonstration, some accompanying images, including a level being filled with random environmental pieces like ruined columns, bell towers, webs of glistening flesh. Basically, it's them creating their own campaign, right? It's not 100% clear why Larian didn't include these features in the toolkit to begin with, but it may be a case of protecting the certain copyrighted assets being scrapped easily from the game or from being altered in a way that is unpleasing to D&D's intellectual property overlords. Baldur's Gate 3 is Dungeons and Dragons games licensed by our partners, has certain guidelines in place to ensure the integrity of the game's universe, they said in the notes for last week's patch, suggesting the restrictions to the binding kit went beyond the studio's control. So, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Hasbro, being who they are, being financially invested in perhaps custom campaigns in a very well done 3D world, especially one like Baldur's Gate 3, going against exactly what they're trying to do. We'll see if that mod still exists in a week or two. It hasn't really been downloaded all that much. It only has 566 unique downloads as of right now. And it was uploaded on the 14th at 9:50 a.m. That's for that current file. Looks like they've updated a bunch. In terms of the file archive on Nexus Mods. It's been updated like 6 times, it looks like. So maybe 4 or 5 grand total downloads for all of that. So we'll see what happens with all that, but I don't think Hasbro's going to let that exist.
They're not done
for a while.
Hasbro ain't done.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
They aren't done.
Yeah. What else is going on? What else do we got here? I should have thrown this in with the layoffs. Did you guys see the ex-Sony President comment regarding all the layoffs in the industry? Because this is a pretty silly quote.
Oh God, no. What do you say?
He goes out to say,
can I just say, I love that started with a,
well, it's pretty, it's pretty
like an
stupid.
actual audible.
It's pretty stupid. The headline reads, game industry layoffs are not the result of corporate greed, and that those affected should, quote, drive...
Shut up and deal with it.
It's actually worse than that. It should, quote, drive an Uber, says ex-Sony president. Well, you know that's life. Chris
This is
Deering,
another bait thing, right? Another hate.
We talked about this earlier. Did he become a journalist? What is he doing now? What is his current position?
Chris Deering was a
Kotaku
guest
editor
on Simon Parkin's podcast, My Perfect Console, where the pair discussed video game industry layoffs. Full quote.
He followed it up with this strange reference to let them eat cake or something. Like what?
Full quote says, I don't think it's fair to say that the resulting layoffs have been greed. I always tried to minimize the speed with which we added staff because I always knew there would be a cycle and I didn't want to end up having the same problems that Sony did in electronics. Derek acknowledged that recent Sony layoffs at Sony, including the London studio, but noted, quote, if the money isn't coming in from the consumers on the last game, it's going to be hard to justify spending money for the next game. He continued, I think it's probably very painful for managers, but I don't think that having skills in this area of game dev is going to be a lifetime of poverty or limitation. It's still where the action is, and it's like the pandemic, but now you know you're going to have to take figure out how to get through it, drive an Uber or whatever, go off and find a cheap place to live and go to the beach for a year, but keep up with your news and keep with it because once you get off the train, it's much harder. I don't even know what he's trying to say.
Okay, so that's still completely disconnected, but I think he's trying to say, it's more of him trying to say that you never know what life's going to throw at you, be ready to keep moving forward regardless, but he said it through the guise of a billionaire asshole.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. Like, I think he's just completely out of touch, but he was trying to say something like this is reality and we all got to deal with it. It's just when you're sitting in an ivory tower, it comes off a little weird.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something my dad used to say. Reminds me of something my dad used to say. Life's tough. Wear a helmet. And he would, fucking
I think you're right.
Complain about something. I'd be like, dude, what? Come on, man. How about a little sympathy?
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. The quote continues. He said.
He
said that
it just doesn't end.
That said, Deering is quote optimistic about the future for workers who have been laid off. Quote, these things do recover sometimes a lot faster than you might think when all is very precarious. He said. Quote.
Okay.
I presume people were paid some kind of decent severance package, and by the time that runs out, ... Well, you know, that's life. He's really just coming off like a big
he's
asshole.
not wrong. He's just a huge asshole. Like there's ways to say that that don't make you seem like a huge asshole. He just didn't choose that way to say it.
Yeah.
No, like once again,
it's not bad advice. It's just horribly delivered.
Once again, South Park nailed it with in the episode it was the EA CEO, but I'd say it again, like, fuck you too. I piss in your faces.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It is both amazing and also incredibly depressing how accurate South Park is at times.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. South Park, Simpsons, they kind of, you know.
Dude, it was, I
read
swear,
the writing on the wall.
The more I really thought of it, the more we're sorry thing, like it's just like, oh God, that's like most of those. Oh, it's too apt. Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh. So much pisser, I know, right? So much pisser.
To continue a little bit, this might go beyond. You and your pisser got him.
See, I tell you, you just can't get you know.
Pisser just sticks with you.
Hey JP, you're in trouble.
Oh God damn it. Well, so is Ubisoft Co. Because their shares have plunged again. After an investor is urging the company to go private. That was the first news. And now, I don't know if it's the same Ubisoft investor, but apparently he wants to dethrone Ubisoft founders.
Yeah,
so that Ubisoft can lay off more developers.
So this guy basically like walked in and started like yelling at the owners of Ubisoft and is like, I'm gonna shut y'all down if y'all don't make changes. Like, I hope this guy is like some oil baron Texas cowboy with a southern accent. Y'all make bad games. Make a good game or I'm gonna fire you, bitch. Like, I really hope that he's just like some over the top billionaire character, because I think that'd make a great show. But the short of it is yes, there's this. It all at the end of the day, it's all just VC bullshit.
Yes, it looks
Playboys playing with money is what it is. So big guy with money walked in, thinks Ubisoft could be making more money, points to the brothers that own it and says, I am now a minority shareholder. You guys are sucking at what you do, and we need to put better people doing what you do so this company makes more money so I can make more money. That's from what I understand is the situation. But I don't I tried to look into that guy because I was kind of curious. Like, is he a gamer? Does he actually like games, or what is he? Who is this guy? Go ahead.
Well, his name is Juraj Krupa of AG Investments and Partners. He also only has 1% of Ubisoft, so he's a minority
shareholder.
Yeah. Yep.
But he is trying to like become incendiary with everyone else to be like, we need to kick them out. Yeah. As being a shouter, a rabble rouser, if you will.
Yeah, this all kind of falls right after the share price of Ubisoft is dropped 50% over the last year, taking it near a 10-year low.
Yeah. And for the record, he's not going to do anything. But the purpose of what he is doing is he is going in to excite the environment to try to do something. Yeah. So it is very much he's walking in to shake things up. And he might, which would be great for a lot of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, keep in mind also, somebody in chat pointed this out. Keep in mind, a 1% ownership in a $1 billion company is still a lot of ownership. It's not like this is some like random internet guy. Like,
yeah,
we're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars. People in chat are saying activist investor. I'm familiar with that term. I don't know enough about it to know if it applies here, but maybe.
Yeah. I
think I would need to know more about him. Yeah.
Videogameschronicle.com calls it hedge fund AG investments. So he's kind of what you said.
Okay. An activist investor is an individual or institutional investor that seeks to acquire a controlling interest in a target company by gaining seats on the company's board of directors. So he came in at 1% and he's trying to work his way up the chain, basically, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Activist investors are looking to make significant changes to the target company and unlock the perceived hidden value within. So that would make that make a lot of sense, because what did he do? He walked in and he started pointing at the two brothers and was like, they're sinking the company. They need to be removed. Like, that's basically what he walked in and did. So
yeah. The letter, which is open, you can go read it if you're really that bored. It urged
that's
the
how
board,
we know about it.
Yeah, it urged the board to consider taking the company private, quote, implement a comprehensive cost reduction program and optimize staffing levels to be more comparable with our industry leaders, increase its focus on core IPs, and consider replacing the current CEO, Yves Guillemot. I can never say his last name. Guillemot, or however you say it. The short guy, the really short guy. That's all at the conference is. So we'll see what happens with all that. Ubisoft's obviously not doing too hot, at least in the financial world.
Not right now.
Yeah. They still got AC Shadows coming out this year. I say that with hesitancy, just given the recent conversation on the internet about it. Who knows if that's actually going to affect sales or anything like that. But Star Wars Outlaws and X Defiant, quote, reportedly missed expectations. So, yeah, that ships in about 60 days from now. Actually, 60 days almost exactly. Because that's on 61 days. That's on the 15th of November. Which sucks, by the way, for us. Sucks because that's the same day as Path of Exile 2. Early access.
Oh.
It will, hold on though. I'll save you though, Co. It will have early access. So you can buy early for 3 days if you want to jump in.
Wait, what? For PoE 2?
No. For Assassin's Creed, we'll have 3-day early access. Yeah. That's PoE 2 is not going to have any of that.
I don't even know if I played the last one.
Was the last one Mirage? Yeah. Mirage was like their smaller scale AC. They did okay.
Wait, that was the one that they made more like the first one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I think I actually did try that one.
Yeah.
That one wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Valhalla was their last like big.
I
one.
couldn't get through Valhalla.
It was a massive game. It was fucking huge.
Get through it.
It was real big.
And I also didn't play they did the 2 Middle Eastern ones. I didn't do the second one. They did like Odyssey and what was the other one?
I played both. I'm blanking. There was Odyssey and Origin. It was Origin then Odyssey.
Yep. I did Origin and forced myself to finish it, and then tried to start Odyssey and was just like, no, not doing that again.
I liked Odyssey, but Odyssey is
a lot of people actually liked Odyssey more than Origin.
Yeah. Anyways,
random side stuff there.
Hey, you guys want to talk about crypto?
Nope.
Because
I love crypto.
Flappybird's back, and it's got a hidden secret.
Wait a second. I don't think you really asked that as a question.
I don't care what you think, Co. We're talking about crypto anyways.
Fine.
Yeah, so this...
It's the future, Co. Get on the train.
This is a lot of weirdness. Because they don't know who owns Flappybird now. Flappybird...
The owner came out and said he has nothing to do with it and that he has not sold anything. So, theoretically, he should still own it. I mean...
So this is just some jackass being a jackass?
The guy, apparently some complete asshole thought that he could get away by making a Flappybird crypto scheme. It lit the internet on fire for a couple days. And then as of, I think, this morning, the Flappy guy came out and he said, I don't like crypto. This is not my project, and I have not sold anything. And I think that's all he said.
Jesus.
So I think people are kind of like, did it expire? Did he re-up the trademark? Like, he doesn't have to sell. Flappy Birds is old. Like, I think if he didn't upkeep it, it may have expired.
Yeah, someone from my chat said the original Flappy Bird dev didn't renew his IP rights. So a new company claimed it.
Oh, boy.
So he could be right by saying he didn't sell anything, and they still could be making an actual crypto game based on Flappy Bird.
Yeah, so the company that picked it up is the Flappy Bird Foundation. And the Flappy Bird Foundation is spearheaded by game designer Michael Roberts.
That's
The
name of a CIA agent. It's like the most blandest fucking name.
You gotta
I've
be
ever heard
real
in my
careful
life.
because when you have two first names, you gotta be careful. You gotta look.
Roberts is a studio head at 1208 Productions, which he says, quote, spearheaded the return of Flappy Bird. It is a, quote, pioneer in the Web3 space responsible for generating $75 million in revenue.
Did he just claim his thing to success is the thing that we're talking about right now?
Yes. Yeah. It all, oh, God. It all, okay, Jordan Belfort, who is the stockbroker that the Wolf of Wall Street is based off of,
Yep.
is also advertised as a previous collaborator with 1208.
Wait a second. Head of Public Relations, Martin Shkreli. Wait a second. Wait. Lead investor, Elmo Mosk? Who are these people? Who are these people?
Oh my God.
This is weird. Who's
Wow.
Barney Madoff? Oh wait, I'm sorry. I think he passed. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
In inverse, I'm reading this article in real time, and in Inverse's investigation of the acquisition, they bring to light the emphasis of microtransactions. Phrases such as revamp the game's ecosystem are put forward as evidence. The Michael Roberts X/Twitter page is indicative of something else, crypto. A quick scan will reveal plenty of tweets on Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Elon Musk, and plenty of AI-generated imagery.
By the
is
way,
still going.
Real quick, just a quick interjection, and then we can get back to the crypto tomfoolery. I never got to talk about this. Did you hear about the AI in Hasbro thing?
No. By the way, that's the end of the Flappy. We can just say like that's
okay.
Don't get the
we're
Flappy
done.
Bird thing. It's a crypto scam. It's
To avoid
100% a
Flappy
fucking
Bird.
crypto scam.
Same exact advice we had before this. Avoid Flappy Birds at all costs. So nothing has changed. Continue avoiding Flappy Birds
that is,
at all costs.
That is a very interesting read, though. Holy
Okay.
shit. Anyways, please go on about the AI stuff.
There are now people who are long-term D&D partners of Hasbro, and I saw one of them in particular who are now publicly swearing off and saying they will never work with Wizards of the Coast again.
Okay.
And that is because one of the leaders at Hasbro, and it is known that Hasbro and Wizards sometimes do not see eye to eye on the things that they say publicly, but one of the guys at Hasbro has basically said not only are they embracing AI, but they are already using it. And then he listed some things that people are really not going to be happy about that they're using it in. So that is not good. And apparently now that a lot of people are like, until Wizards says that they are for sure not using AI for any of their Magic card stuff, we are not touching them again. Like until this is like.
Did you see the guy's name that said that?
No. Oh God.
The CEO at Hasbro that's very excited about using AI in D&D is named Chris Cox. Cocks. It's not even Cox. It's Chris Cox. And so this is a really fun article to read. Speaking at Goldman Sachs conference, Cox casually mentioned that inside of development, we've already been using AI before clarifying that it's mostly machine learning or proprietary stuff. Quote, we will deploy it significantly and liberally internally as both a knowledge worker aid and a developmental aid. However,
that second part is the one that people are like pulling out and being like, developmental aid? You are using AI in a story and image generation company as a developmental aid? Like, really?
However, in a bizarre line of thought, Cox, who apparently plays D&D with 30 or 40 people regularly, notes that, quote, there's not a single person who doesn't use AI somehow for either campaign development or character development or story ideas. That's a clear signal that we need to be embracing it.
He then goes on to say that every D&D DM uses AI, and that's why it's okay that they do.
That's just not true.
And that is why you are seeing an army of D&D DMs going, no.
Yeah.
That is not okay. That is not accurate. And not only that, we do not want to work with you until you please clarify this, because this is really, really bad. So anyway, I thought you guys might find that kind of funny. That's where that is.
We're just gonna gloss over the fact that he plays with 30 or 40 people. Like
the article didn't.
Once, I'm guessing.
The article actually said, "quote."
It's a big group seek.
It says 30 or 40 people regularly. And then the article author says, "By the way, I barely have time for 2 TTRPG games. Chris, are you just in a bunch of West Marches campaigns?" Which is kind of funny that he uses that, by the way.
Wait, West Marches? like our West Marches?
Well, West Marches kind of has a name of its own now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
okay,
wonder if that's the origin of that, because he did capitalize it. That's kind of interesting. So, yeah, man. Okay, I didn't know that about that, but it just gives me more reason to be like, what are you doing, Hasbro? The fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah,
Stop it.
That's something.
Ultimately, what's going to happen, and I think it kind of already is happening within the TTRPG space, all of the big influencers in that world are just going to make their own game and get the fuck away from D&D. Like Critical Role, I think, is already perhaps working on that. They've also shipped a ton of books themselves under the D&D brand, but I want to say they're working on their own shit.
Pig Bottom is saying, so basically what JP is saying is there's 20 to 40 people playing with cocks. Dude, please let this die.
That's true. Yeah. It's called Daggerheart. There's also Pathfinder as well. I think, did Brandon Sanderson, did you see that? Where Brandon Sanderson announced they did a Kickstarter for their own TTRPG, and it's the biggest Kickstarter of all time. Did you see that?
Hey, if there's somebody who could nail this potentially, Brandon Sanderson has some big guns.
Yes.
So
God.
That's one to pay attention to.
Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere RPG was funded on, I think it ended August 30th. It raised, with 55,000 backers, $15 million. With their original goal of 250,000. That's crazy. So that'll probably be a big thing as well.
Wow.
But Brandon Sanderson, like, his Kickstarters are fucking crazy. He's done, that's like his 3rd or 4th multi-million-dollar Kickstarter. Didn't he have a book that hit 30?
Man. Wouldn't be surprised. That dude is always on point with that stuff.
$41 million was his 4 secret novels by Brandon Sanderson back in, I don't know when this was. That's 43, 41 fucking $million. That's crazy. Anyways, random. We got off on tangents, but they were fun. Anything else? Kind of just like little snippets. Microsoft apparently, this doesn't, it's kind of just a interesting thing, but when all those layoffs happened, Microsoft instructed their social media accounts to go dark the same day so that they avoided the repeat of the Feel the Burn Xbox controller announcement during the last layoffs. Do you guys remember that, where they pushed the controller that said Feel the Burn today with the Fire Vapor Special Edition controller? So they went dark because they didn't want to repeat. Sure.
I think that's fair.
I think it's fair too. Yeah.
I think when you shoot yourself in the foot once, it's wise to not do it a second time.
I would say so as well. Space Marine 2 sees the highest concurrent player peak ever for a Warhammer 40K game on Steam. Awesome. That was 225,000 on September 10th. So huge congrats. I keep saying Focus Interactive is the publisher. Saber is the dev. Focus Entertainment
is the publisher, and Saber Interactive is the developer.
Yeah, so huge
SAB.
Congrats to them, to both of them. But Saber, of course, working on the title. Mm-hmm. I kept always tagging Focus Interactive as the devs on that, but it was Saber. Kind of the same thing, but yeah.
That's what happens when your PR company sponsors all the streamers.
Yeah, no, that's
everyone.
Yes, that's 100% correct. That is 100% correct. And I think that game's still doing well. as it should. The game's fantastic. I think
159,000 currently.
doing well. Yeah.
It's doing okay.
It needs some updates for sure. I mean, a streamer plays games
I can't wait for
a
the
living,
roadmap.
but I want some more stuff now. I want that horde mode. I want some more. Want some more levels. The 6 levels that you can do in multiplayer after the story ends. After you do that for a character's worth of grinding out the full tech tree on a character, gets a little bit redundant. So they need those other modes in. Have they said at all when that? I know they have a roadmap for it, but have they said when that stuff actually starts?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not exactly.
All right. Great game though.
All that tech tree stuff and all that shit that happens after you complete the game once.
Yeah.
So the tech tree and everything is the operations mode. So that is basically there's the campaign mode, and during the have you done the campaign?
I'm still in the middle of it.
Okay, so you know that time during the campaign where it's like, this team's going to go off and do this. If you want to do this, yeah. So that operations stuff, there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
You get to pick one of 6 classes, and then there is both weapon and perk trees to work through. And there's 4 levels of difficulty, and it's very kind of like Left 4 Dead-y kind of, or actually it's more like Darktide or Vermintide if you played those.
Okay.
It's very easy, it's very fun, and it's like there's classes that don't involve any aiming. Like I think you'd really like
There's a melee class,
Vanguard. Yeah. Like there's a class called Vanguard that has a freaking grappling hook. So you're just grappling yourself over to people for melee, and your gun is a giant flamethrower. So it's like you don't need to aim that really. So I mean, it's a lot of fun.
It's great, yeah. The game desperately needs their horde mode though, because if they had that, I bet you those
really
player numbers, player count would go crazy. This is
horde mode, and then have some progression in it or something. Oh god,
yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah. This is their roadmap. So horde mode doesn't come out till season 4, which is early 2025. Okay. Still have a bunch of things planned for that prior to, but yeah, I fucking love that game. That game was great. Just a absolute blast to play. It also, it had the, not that this matters to viewers, but for streamers at least, it had the good vibes of being a great game to stream because of the gifted subs and the drops and all that stuff. It kept it super lively.
Very nice the devs to do that for sure.
Yeah. It's one of those fun to stream, fun to play. You forget about the fact that you're streaming it, but the stream still does well type games. So, I'm seeing Co's face. We got a hot reaction to something.
No, you assholes.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Embracer confirms it's keeping Metro Dev 4A Games and Zen Studios following Saber. Oh, so Embracer is keeping 4A, which is we want Embracer to die and every single company under it to go to somewhere that is going to treat its companies better. So yeah, dude. So Saber was one of Embracer's operating groups until it was sold to Beacon Interactive, a new company founded by Saber's co-founder Matthew Karch for $247. In the sale announcement, the two companies explained which of Saber's many subsidiaries they're keeping, with Zen Studios and 4A Games among those staying with Embracer. Beacon had the option to acquire those 2 studios, which we had hoped they were going to, but a new notice posted by the group reveals this has now been canceled.
Oof.
Damn it. Embracer Group is currently preparing to split into 3 separately publicly listed companies: Asmodee, Coffee Stain and Friends, and Middle Earth Enterprises. When is that happening? We heard about that last year, right?
Yeah, we heard about that a while back. I remember those names.
4A has been confirmed to be staying within Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends, with a focus on AAA games. It is unclear which entity will take Zen Studios. That's the pinball guys. Although the indie-focused Coffee Stain and Friends seems the most likely.
Huh. So does that mean 4A is going to work on Middle Earth shit, or does that?
They better keep working on Metro, because I mean, like they're the Metro company. And don't they have like a VR Metro or something in production right now?
I don't know what
something. They got something
does.
Metro-y going on. For sure.
They're working on a sequel to Metro Exodus and a shooter game called Metro 4. Is that right? No, that's what I'm trusting the AI overview of Google there. I don't think that's
Oh
correct.
God, don't do that ever. Oh, the VR Metro game is in production, but not by 4A.
Oh, okay. Hey, maybe they're working on.
I didn't realize that wasn't by them.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of
Maybe
makes
they're doing
sense.
something else.
VR development is completely different than, like, it makes
Sure.
sense another team is doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully they're at least there to make sure they get everything right.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Kind of just scrolling down this stuff. We all have finished the Elden Ring DLC, right? We beat that final boss.
No, but I got to the final boss and I said, this is bullshit. I'm not doing it.
Oh.
Okay. That's fair.
Well, in the recent patch, Zeke, patch
I heard.
1.14, they changed it. They nerfed them, apparently. As well as a bunch of other changes throughout the game. But the thing that everyone was talking about was they changed the boss. Specifically, a lot of his, like, animations. Because there was some weird... One of his attacks basically had an animation that the hurt box for it occurred before the animation or something like that. So it's nerfed quite a bit. If you were at all interested in going back and checking that out. But for me and Co, obviously we beat it on the hardest mode and we're just better video gamers in general.
Yeah. I mean, hardest mode is subjective when you watch me, but yes.
No, I'm just, dude.
Sure, I beat it on the hardest mode. Let's do that. Yeah.
I respect the fucking shield after 150 deaths.
Bro, did you see my kill on it?
I did not.
Probably shouldn't.
Okay.
Bro, it took me 3 tries, just saying.
Oh, okay. Great. Fantastic. I beat it on I think I beat it on my second attempt when I swapped the shield. Never got close with 150 attempts on Dex though. So.
Dude, funny enough, no, I actually, realistically, I died a bunch of times to him. But the thing that did it for me, I tried like a bunch of different things and kept getting destroyed. And then someone was like, no, use that weapon you were using before, where when you bonk him, you heal yourself. And I was like, dude, there's no chance I'm going to be, like, he's going to out damage me. It's going to be ridiculous. I tanked Radon and bonked his ass to death while healing myself, and it was glorious.
Yeah, no,
Like,
dude, I held shield in front of him and killed him. So.
Oh my God, that's great.
That's what I refuse. I refuse to respect.
You refuse to respect?
Yeah. I wanted to beat the game with a character like I wanted to finish the race with the horse.
You wanted to beat the game with King Kong's dick in your ear. Damn it! And nothing was going to get you to. Take
and I did not.
That's right.
I left it,
and it's still there. It's still there, just flapping around. Yep, it's crazy.
You can see it sometimes if he goes real quick. It'll just like flap out. It's really weird.
Yeah, great. And I mean, even though he's in there, he was still able to give an interview recently, on the state of taking Ubers. It was crazy.
That's true. It is true. Pops out every once in a while.
Ox.
No, and that was the thing. Like, not to go back to previous conversation, but it was just like every other boss seemed tough but fair. That one just seemed like a bunch of flashing lights, and I couldn't see what the fuck was going on. And I tried it a bunch of times, hours of just like, I don't know how to avoid this at all.
Yep.
And I just quit. I was just like, I'm done. I am no longer having fun. So that is the point of a video game. So I went.
There is no shame in that. I 100% understand. That guy was a motherfucker.
He is.
He's a piece of shit. This was where did he say that? Okay, so there's a show called Mythical Kitchen, which I think I know what that is. That with the gray-haired guy, chat, where there's 2 people and there's a gray-haired guy that kind of looks like the Static X hair, and then a guy with longer hair. Yeah, Lincoln Rent. Okay, great.
We miss you, Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah, we do miss you, Wayne. That's true. Anyways, Tony Hawk was on Mythical Kitchen. And he said that there is, quote, something planned for the anniversary, but wouldn't be drawn on specifics. I wish I could tell you more, but I can tell you that I've been talking to Activision again. We're working on something. It will be something the fans truly appreciate. So hopefully that is more than just like a fucking skin or something in the game or something. Although I don't know, do you guys think a new Tony Hawk would like do well today? They kind of did those remasters.
I think
they were
they did
fine.
they did the remasters and stuff. If they actually made like a current day Tony Hawk with like this generation's graphics and like this generation's animations and like think about the camera work they could do now.
Yeah.
Just saying, like I think a new Tony Hawk would go really, really far actually, and possibly introduce it to a whole new generation.
Aren't most of, and this is really outside my wheelhouse, no pun intended, but aren't most of today's skaters like 14-year-old phenoms?
Dude, there was I don't know if the Olympics did skating, but there was like
I think they did, yeah.
single digit age kids that were competing.
Yeah.
If I remember properly. Like there was like a 9-year-old that was pulling off tricks that for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I remember that.
No, you're not losing your mind.
Yeah. 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 So that'd be
Yeah, they need something to appeal to that group, not us. Not the people who liked Tony Hawk to begin with, but a new era of skaters and tricks and all that kind of shit. I think that needs to be the focus if it's gonna take new music from like new bands. New artists.
I still remember like that entire playlist.
Yeah,
like getting like a current
so
version
good.
of that for the new generation. Like, oh man, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I kind of just want to see what that would be.
Same.
I don't know what that music is. It would be like.
And real quick, before everyone rolls their eyes, keep in mind, pop music was around when the original Tony Hawks came out, and they picked the music that was in there specifically not to go with like the current day poppy stuff.
Yeah.
So a new Tony Hawk wouldn't necessarily be just a bunch of drivel for music. Like there'd probably be some really good stuff in there that we would even like.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it would probably, I guess it would just be like what's big on TikTok, right? Like, isn't that where most of the overnight sensations occur these days? Or am I completely wrong?
Social
with that?
media. No,
Yeah,
I mean, you're right. A lot of it is.
Anyways,
Skate 4 is being made. Yeah.
yes,
Tony
they're
Hawk
doing that.
Tua. I swear to God.
Don't
know.
She could
That's
be
why
a
I was
secret
giggling
skater.
earlier.
She could be a skin, right? Exactly.
She's
exactly.
a skin. You get the Hawk to a girl. Yeah.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
you guys so much.
Hey, she's got her own podcast now, and it's got a
Good for
really.
her, dude.
What is her? Oh God, the podcast name is actually. I think it's called Talk Tua.
Talk to us.
Talk Tua.
Yeah.
That's the name of her podcast. That's right.
I really,
honestly-
really like that girl
honestly-
because she's the first to admit how ridiculous the entire situation is, and that she
No,
is like,
good
I don't know
for
why
her.
y'all want to keep watching me, but if you do, I'm just gonna keep doing stuff.
Yep.
And it's like that is the best possible, like, that's the best mindset to have with virality.
I think it's great.
Absolutely, like zero ego, zero like actual thinking you're popular, just like.
Yeah.
Y'all want to keep seeing this? I'll keep doing it. And if you want to keep giving me money, I'll keep taking it. I think that's like a quote she actually said.
Yeah,
It's
great.
just like, that's awesome.
I think
I
that's.
wish everyone was
fantastic.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic.
And if I'm not mistaken, she's doing some good with it. Like she's doing some charity stuff with it too.
Oh, nice. Okay,
cool.
I didn't know that.
Didn't hear about that,
fantastic.
but awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, good for her. Did you hear about the Dave the Diver stuff?
Oh, yeah. Right there. She apparently is big into donating to animal charities of all things.
Fantastic.
Amazing. There
That's
you go.
Great.
Look at that.
That's great. Cody, did you hear about the Dave the Diver stuff?
The collab stuff? Which Dave the
No.
Diver stuff?
Nexon,
They're always in the news.
Nexon has established Dave the Diver developer Mint Rocket is a wholly owned subsidiary corporation.
Okay.
It is. It's its own thing.
I was saying about like, what does that mean?
No,
is that-
I know exactly what it means, but I do feel like
I
the
don't.
only people that would care about that is like corpo stuff. Like that doesn't mean anything to us.
Oh,
right?
I thought the whole thing was that like they were getting away from like.
What,
So, okay, here-
what you
Mint
said
Rocket-
to me
no, no,
makes
Next-
me
I
think.
guess it's not.
So here's the thing. Nexon is the giant company everyone knows about. Nexon made Mint Rocket
right.
as a company of Nexon. And now I think the announcement is they are making it a separate owned company of Nexon. Like if they are
Okay,
spinning
yeah,
it off to be
it
if they
is
are spinning it
still
off to be their
Nexon.
own thing, there will still be connective materials. I mean,
Yes.
Dave the Diver is one of their biggest products. They're not going to give it up.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, if anything, my guess is that this is just some legal thing they can do to save on taxes. Like,
Probably.
I don't think it's going to
For
do
some
anything
reason in
for us.
my mind, I was like, they're going indie. But no, it's completely right. Yeah. It's just another.
Dave the
Excel
Diver
company.
prints money.
Yeah.
They are not going to let that go. No.
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of funny because we did almost an entire show. I think Rami was on that one when all the Unity stuff happened. And now Unity is canceling the controversial fee to use its games engine for a year after introduction.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They do this like they should have done that the third day after they announced it. Like, and here we are, like, what? How long has it been? 8 months, 9 months,
it's almost
something
a
crazy?
year. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, and here's the worst part about this. If they would have made this decision in the first week or the first few days, it would have been like, oh, okay, they're listening. At least they realize they made a huge mistake and they're instantly trying to fix it. But now that they've waited this long, now we know the only reason they're changing is because they have to. They're making this change because on their side, the numbers we can't see are probably so low that they realize if they don't do something, they're going to have to shutter. So that's why they waited this long.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Man, I don't know.
And
like,
anyone,
I'm ready to trust them fully 100% again. I'm absolutely.
anyone that looks at this and goes, oh, great. Like, there's nothing good about this. Like, this is like, it's horrible.
Dude,
it's
how
horrible. And this
come-
comes from somebody whose game is being made in Unity. For the record.
How come why? Who is there like one person that takes photos of millionaires? Do they all look like this guy? What the fuck, man?
Guys, JP is becoming aware. Get the tools.
It's like the fucking
Get the tools.
But hold on.
The tie's too stuffy. The tie makes you look too stuffy. Take it off.
Hold on, though. Wait a minute.
One more.
Wait a minute. It's now. I think I might have that same photographer here in my social media image. Hold on 1 second. Let's let you. I think it might be the same person, guys.
I like how someone in chat is like, well, it's a good picture. They're billionaires. You think they're going to get not good pictures? Like, what? They better be good pictures.
This is taking way too long. I think that might be the same photographer, guys. Fuck.
No, JP. They're gonna want to see the neck. They're gonna want to see the neck, JP.
Oh, it's even a pink polo shirt? Did they pay you to wear that?
My ex-wife might have.
Oh.
Actually, I got that. That was
I feel
a
like
gift
we need
for
to
her,
do yeah, like, is that a...
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what just happened.
Anyways, this is their blog post that came out, and it's got all the platitudes.
I love this. After deep consultation with our community.
Yeah.
We made the changes you asked for a year later. After deep consultation.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that deep. I think it was pretty surface, like the surface level. Like everybody was like, "No!" I don't think you got to dig deeper.
I know, right? After deep consultation and a complete draining of all of our funds, we have come to the conclusion that it is better to make. Like, what do you even do with that, man? What do you even do with that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
I mean, the TLDR is here's the thing. There is a reason this is really good. There is a reason this is really good. And that is, there is a number of in-development projects that are using Unity and for many very different reasons cannot switch off of it. This is good for them. That's the only like little silver lining. The people that have not already left and are for some reason or another chained to Unity, it is good for them.
Yeah.
So that's good. Finally, but it's good. It's good that it happened. So yeah, that's good. That's the only like good thing about this, but it's still just so overtly ridiculous and terrible. It's just
absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Well, it's like people are saying it's way too late. Like anybody who was jumping ship, jump ship. You know, it's like they learned a different.
they're all using Godot now, man. They're like good.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, they're gone. They moved on, just like you said.
Yep. And then not really news, but just a fun thing. Friend of the show, or at least I think you guys know. You at least know Justin Wong, not Twitch Justin Wong, but the fighting game player Justin
This
Wong.
has been great to follow. I've been following.
So
is that okay? I saw the tweet. All I want to know is one thing: is that his name?
Yes. So I'll introduce the story. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics came out. We had Maximilian Dude on last week to talk about it. And for those unaware, Justin Wong, Jay Wong, the fighting game player, is one, a legend in his own right, but two, most of those legends come from his ability to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which is in the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Game Collection Arcade Classics 1. So the game came out, and it's not necessarily a reason for any of it occurring. There's not like an agenda against Justin. He's actually very much beloved within the fighting game community. However, he's very, 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 very fucking good at this game. So much so that he's number one on most platforms on the leaderboards when it comes to their rank points.
Not just one platform.
Yeah, multiple platforms. PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, kind of most of them. And he's using the name Wazzler.
He's coming to Switch now.
Oh, okay. He's going to Switch now. Yeah, he's using the name the Wazzler.
I love how he's a game like coming out on different platforms. Jay Wong coming to Switch.
Yeah. So
already on PlayStation and Xbox.
On his Twitter, he's been kind of chronicling the life of the Wazzler. And I think Wazzler was trending because people were refunding the game because they kept fighting him and getting fucking destroyed.
Perfected.
Yeah.
Perfected. Some guy responded that I think Wazzler perfected him 11 times in a row before he broke the disc that he bought or uninstalled it. Like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah. So,
oh my God. He's a menace.
Here's all the reviews on the game right now are from a couple days ago. Some of them read for our podcast listeners. This one reads, recommended. The Wazzler will come for you eventually. This one says recommended 4.1 hours. Ran into someone online named Wazzler. The Iron Man combo he did to me gave me enough time to go get dinner started for the family. Recommended 2.7 hours on record. Beware the Wazzler. Not recommended 0.5 hours last 2 weeks. No crossplay, online matchmaking errors, Magneto glitch. Wazzler and Imagine players made online matches unplayable.
I kind of wish he had just said Wazzler, period. That's it. Like, that's the whole, just Wazzler, period.
Yeah. Imagine getting off, this was 18 hours on record. Imagine getting off work excited to unwind by playing some old childhood classics, hopping online for some good casual fun, and then the first opponent you run into is the Justin Wong. Yes, very first game was against Justin Wong. Lost horribly, 10 out of 10. Thank you, Capcom. Don't play for years. Buy the collection. Load into ranked. Fight Justin Wong. Refund. 10 out of 10.
I have the Steam pulled up right now. Ban Wazzler, obvious cheater, plays like he has 20 plus years of experience when the game just came out this week.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one.
This game includes the Wazzler mechanic, which is exclusive to this version of the game. If you play online too long, the Wazzler will show up and come after you. I thought it was a joke, but he eventually found me. Capcom really outdone themselves this time. I live in fear.
Yep.
Recommended.
Dude. That is amazing. I heard some of the minor stories. I had no idea that it had become a cultural phenomenon. Like, this is...
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God, this is incredible.
Yeah, it's
Wazzler.
really...
I wonder how soon until the copycats begin.
Well, so there are a lot of good people that play this besides Justin.
Do we have a Wazzler in chat right now?
There might be a Wazzler somewhere.
Is there a Wazzler in one of our chats?
Yeah.
Wazzler fan 006?
Yeah.
Do we have them?
Might be Wazzler. I'm trying to see if he's got... Yeah, so he was number... I don't know what I think that's Xbox. He was number one by a huge amount on the 12th. But I think he might even be live now. He's been streaming it a ton. all the old FGC heads are absolutely loving the game, and just getting back into it, and all the muscle memory is starting to kick back in. It's been a lot of fun watching like Maximilian Dude, Justin Wong. I saw a bunch of the commentators whose names I'm blanking on. They're all good. This one he posted as well. Justin Wong posted this from Tong of Damage, 2.4 hours playing the game. He reviewed it, gave it a thumbs down, and said, got back from a long, exhausting day of work, decided to give this game a look. Lo and behold, some sweat named Wazler popped out. Heard him yelling on the mic, putting the fun in refund. Ruined my night. We'll be refunding the game.
That's the one I saw. That's the one I saw, dude. Oh, it's amazing. Putting the fun in refund. Can you imagine somebody screaming that at you while they're perfecting you? Like, oh my God, dude.
Man. Yeah.
That is obscene.
It's
evil
good stuff. It's
great.
That stuff is great. I love that stuff. What else? I think that's kind of it on the news. There are games I want to discuss. Eurogamer put out they're celebrating their, what anniversary is this? I don't know how long Eurogamer's been around for a very long time, but they put out 100 best video games list to play right now, which is kind of an interesting list. But as usual, the internet took that and is not pleased / it's a big point of conversation everywhere. Number one was Tetris Effect. That's their number one game to play right now. Elden Ring came in at 8. Baldur's Gate 3 came in at 6th. Trying to see. Return of the Obra Dinn, that was 10.
Okay.
What else?
Wow.
What else would you guys be
wild.
interested in playing? Half-Life Alyx was 20th. Cyberpunk was 24th. Bloodborne was 27th. Hades was 34.
You say Eurogamer brought this list?
Yeah. I'll post the link in the Discord and in my chat if you guys want to. What is it? Disseminate? Is that the right term? The information. I can show it as well. They've actually got a nice little list here, but just thought it was a curious list because I'd never actually thought about like what are the best games to play right now, not what are the best games. It's an interesting tangent on it. Their top 10's not. I would probably take Smash Bros out of there, but Outer Wilds was 3. What is Nex Machina? I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's
Animal Well? Before Hades? In Stardew Valley?
Where's Animal Well? What number was that?
Is that right up there to the left of Stardew Valley in the top center? Does it go top?
Oh yeah, Animal Well was 36. Sorry, I was looking at another screen.
And Stardew Valley's 37?
Stardew Valley's 35.
Oh, it goes the other way.
Yeah, it goes the other way. Yeah.
So Cocoon is better than Hades and Stardew Valley.
And
Returnal is better than Hades and Stardew Valley.
To play right now, yes.
The funny thing is, half the games are from Annapurna.
Sure. Yeah.
League of Legends?
73.
Do they hate their readers?
Look, I mean, some of us,
Oh, it's going down towards the top.
This is we were at.
I was about to be like, you're putting League of Legends like that?
No.
I thought we were
73.
getting to like the top 10. I was like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. League of 73.
Wait, can you go down to the bottom?
Sure.
Wow, Outer Wilds was 3.
I still never
For
played
them,
it.
dude. Edith Finch? Really?
It's a great game.
It was okay. Hollow Knight, going for Hollow Knight. What is Short Hike?
Came out in 2019. Looks to be like an indie thing.
Oh yeah, I played a demo of it. It's a cozy what I would call a Dodger game.
Okay.
So a cozy Dodger game they rated higher than Minecraft?
Yeah, to play right now. Sure.
Splunky 2 is better than Minecraft?
Splunky 2 is a pretty good game. To play right now is a pretty good game.
Are you gonna find this person and punch them?
Yeah.
Go.
What is Marco?
Wait, what number is that?
No, check out the first comment, JP. Scroll down just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
What does it say? I can't read that.
I haven't read the list yet, but I'll go on record saying I 100% disagree with any and all of it.
That's so perfect.
Yeah. Lists are pretty good.
What is the one above Outer Wilds? It's just tiny. I can't.
That's Norco. Norco.
I played that.
It's in 2022.
It's a very well written.
It's like a point and click.
Point and click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. They should have numbered them. There are numbers right here, chat. It's just very small. Yeah, you gotta full screen it. Anyways, yeah.
Here we are seeing a streamer finding out the first time that different people have different opinions. Oh no, I mean opinions are fine, but I mean there's also facts.
It's true. That is true, and it is a fact that Mario
Whoever
Kart
made that
Deluxe
list
8
does not know what they're talking about. No, I'm just kidding. No, I will say that is an interesting list, and you can instantly tell that I would say that you can instantly tell the priorities of the person that made that list are not mainstream.
Well, it says,
and I think that's fine. I think that's fine.
It says right here. Our hope is that this list will be useful as it is conversation starting, be that through suggesting exceptional games that may not be on everyone's radar already, reminding you of long lost classics that have remained timeless, or highlighting those that you have found, that they have found themselves with renewed energy and form. So, yeah.
So it's like a discussion piece. It's not like a top 100. It's just like a bunch of great games to play.
Exactly.
That's fun. I've never heard of Norco. Is that worth a playthrough? Zeke?
Yeah, Zeke.
I've never heard that before.
I can't remember if it was voice acted or not. I don't think it was, actually. I think I did all the voices for it when I played through it, but it's a really well written and atmospheric, very immersive game. For a point and click, but you do have to read it up.
Okay.
But I'm trying to conjure up memories of it. But I like the big bullet points, like I already said. It's just a really good story.
Yeah, chat's pretty favorable about it as well. Anyways, enough about list. We got 45 minutes. I have 2 games at least I want to talk about.
By the way, just throwing this out there for anyone wondering, Herbie in my chat says, A Short Hike reviews on Steam just blew my mind. I've never seen a game reviewed that positively.
I mean, it's supposed to be like a feel-good, wholesome game, so
okay,
would probably attract that crowd.
They have to check that out too. Yeah.
Anyways, I got 2 games. I know both of you guys might not have played. I don't think Zeke's playing Satisfactory, and I know Ko's not playing Astro, but you guys have each played those games. You might even be playing Satisfactory right this moment, Ko. Who could say?
I can't.
Who could say?
That game is too interesting, and I already got my chat to basically cancel me by playing Core Keeper offline because I did too much. So I cannot play that offline. I promised I will not play it offline.
It's pretty hard to put it down, so good on you.
So I'm playing Core Keeper.
Okay. Fair enough. Zeke, you also platinumed Astrobot. Let's talk about that first. And we got to convince Ko to somehow play it. But it's going to be a tall task to get Ko to play a platformer. It's just not his wheelhouse.
Well, we'll get to me after. I want to hear Zeke.
Okay, yeah, Zeke.
Sure.
Talk to me about Astrobot. I think we both 100%ed it. Did you 304% it? 305%?
I didn't go back and get the Astro's Playroom bots or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I could have, because I did play Astro's Playroom.
Yeah.
But by the time I'd gotten to the last trophy, I was good to go. I was like, that's good. I'm done.
Okay.
But I did get the 301, I guess. Astro's Playroom is
Astrobot. Playroom is the old one.
Sorry. We were just talking about that. Yeah. Astrobot is, I would say, the best 3D platformer since Mario 64, in my opinion.
Okay.
It gave me this, like, when I first played Mario 64 when it was brand new, it gave me that same sort of like, oh shit, like there's places you can go, there's secrets, it's fun. It's responsive. It works very intuitively. It's not like, there was only a couple of times with 3D platformers. A lot of times it's hard to like, and it was still hard for me to judge like depth of perception. I would yell that all the time when I was playing through it.
Sure.
Where I didn't know how far away, like in front of me, the platform was. But it was very seldom, and it was my own fault or my own like shortcomings, I guess. Nothing in the game, I would say, felt like absolute bullshit. There was like 3, like out of all of the levels you can do, there was 3 of them that were pretty fucking hard that took me quite a bit to beat them.
Sure.
They're the challenge levels or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
There was, and I'll just be very, very vague. There was the lava, the final challenge level, and then there was the, what was the third one? There was
like 2 fire ones that were pretty hard.
Oh, the square.
Sure.
I think it was.
Okay, yeah.
Square challenge. One of those guys. Other than that, the game is not super challenging. What the game lacks in challenge, if that's your thing, the challenge for me became finding everything. The joy of discovery. The joy of like every single platform that's raised, you find yourself like going to the edge and looking over to see if there's like something underneath the platform. You're looking at every little like thing, and it's just they're not so well hidden that you can't find them. They're hidden just enough where you're just like, oh shit, I see that little sparkly thing. I'm gonna go get that. And then you figure out a way to go get that. And it's non-stop action. It's just moving. There's very, very, very little idle time if you don't want there to be. You can just go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And they are so vastly different. Like the level themes are so vastly different that it's just so fun that you like for the space of, less than an hour, you're in the ghost land and you're really enjoying it. And then the very next level is like tropical beach island. And then the next level is something completely different than that. And they all are even to get all the puzzle pieces and all the bots relatively short, but they keep it so like new. Everything is new. It's nothing gets like, it never got like super samey. As far as not only the level design, the things in the level, but the music.
Oh God, yeah.
Is fucking stellar. It is amazing. It's really, really, really good throughout the game. And it changes but like the thing is it keeps a central theme. So all the music changes, but it still feels very in tune with the Astrobot kind of theme, the robot kind of thing. And I just had like hours. This is one of those rare games where hours just like melted off. I look up and it's like 5 o'clock and I'm like, holy shit, I've been playing for 5 hours or 4 hours already. I haven't even gotten up to take a break.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
That was me on Monday. So I think I 2-set this game. It might have been 3 streams, but on Monday I was like, I want to finish this game. Satisfactory comes out this week. Like, let's do it. It was an 11-hour stream on Monday, and it felt like 30 minutes. It went by so fast, dude. And especially because towards the end, like those levels get harder and harder. And so you're just so focused in on what's happening that you're not thinking about anything else around you. So I looked outside, I was like, oh shit, the sun's not up anymore. Like, where the fuck happened? Yeah. Is an absolute blast.
And having, like, I'm sure you probably had this person or people in chat. I had a couple. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck is this bot. Like, and I'm like, oh, it's an obscure PS1 title from 2000 and blank. And it had one game. It was really, really good, but you probably never heard of it. And I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Like
Hipsters.
Yeah.
A little bit hipster, yeah. I mean, for some people, it was also like emotional responses to it.
Oh, completely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. They had a lot of cool nostalgia. Remembering like you know, the old, like, remembering what Sony actually has the rights to use
Yep.
was kind of crazy for me. It's like, holy shit, they have the right to use this, even though, like, it's not a wholly owned Sony property. Wow. Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
And yeah, it runs the gamut from, like, the beginning days of Sony to, like, now, as far as, like, the references go and shit like that. And I found myself, I don't do this a lot, but I found myself, like, in the hub world where the bots, like, are collected and they hang out. You do, like, okay, the setup is this. Through each level, you gather up puzzle pieces and bots. The puzzle pieces are for building extra shit in the hub. Like the extra shit being like new, like where you house the skins for your bot, where you do the gacha to get said skins. Those are what the puzzle pieces for.
Yeah.
The bots, they get collected at the hub, and you can, like, interact with them. And there's 300 of them by the end of the game. So I found myself giggling like a young boy, just giggling at some of their, like, you hit them and they do this, like, funny little action. And you're just like, oh my God, that is so that character. That character would absolutely totally do that.
Dude,
if they were a baby-shaped bot.
You're 100% correct, because I don't know whose job it was on the dev team to, like, make each one of those so reverent of the source material, but
yeah,
they nailed every single one of them. Like, you walk up to Solid Snake and his thing is like he's in a box. And so he, like,
oh, that's perfect.
You hit the box and then, like, a nudie magazine pops out in front of him and his hand comes out and grabs it back inside the box. And that's like,
because
that's perfect.
Yeah, because in the game, one of the distraction techniques in Metal Gear is to leave a nudie magazine out and a guard will go, oh my God, look at that.
Yep. There's a Bloodborne one. There's so many.
Someone in my chat just said this, and it sounds like you guys would agree with this. It sounds like they were incredibly respectful to the IPs when they were using them. Like, there was clearly a lot of
1,000%.
Yeah. Not just using them, but
just
like understanding and.
Respectful wasn't a word I would use. I would say they're fans, like fans of the games. Like, they wanted to do it justice because they love this particular IP.
And there's a lot, yeah. I mean, they even have Kiryu in here, and
there's a
Kiryu bot.
There's a Kiryu bot, and you go and interact with them. Is it spoilers to say what their interactions are, Zeke? You tell me.
But wait, Sony.
I mean, not really. I mean, it's just it's a fun little thing, and but the thing is, you can spoil what happens, but it's still really fun to see it.
True,
so,
it's one thing to see it animated, yeah.
So wait, Kiryu is not. That's RGG, not Sony. So is there a lot of non-Sony stuff in here?
A good amount, a good amount.
Oh,
there's games
they have
that are
permission to use it, but they don't own the product.
Yes, yeah. Like Demon Souls.
Oh, Zeke. Oh.
He's fine. Yeah. Okay. Demon Souls is in here. Street Fighter's in there. Like any big game from the PlayStation history is featured there. I can't really think of anything that was like. I guess the big one that everyone's kind of talking about is there's no Square.
Bloodborne.
No, Bloodborne's in there. Bloodborne's in there.
Oh, Bloodborne is in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bloodborne and Demon Souls.
Yeah. But there's no Square stuff, and so obviously that's a big one for like Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that. Is there Soul Reaver? Yep. Crash is in there.
Soul Reaver's in there.
Yeah.
Raziel.
Yeah, Kane's in there.
Kind of surprised there's no Final Fantasy stuff.
Yeah. That's
huge.
That's one of the talking things around the game is that Square wasn't, I guess, didn't want to be involved for whatever reason, you know.
Well, I mean, didn't we get some interesting quotes from Square with the sales of Rebirth and their console exclusivity and stuff like that? So I wonder if not super jazzed with each other currently.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? These levels, Zeke, by the way, the ones where you can freeze time, they were some of my favorite levels. Because I just thought the way that you do things was so fucking clever. Like the casino level, when...
That casino level was great.
Like a slot machine shot coins out at you in real time and it was too fast, but when you slow time, you're like fucking jumping from coin to coin. You're just like, this is great. This is video game. Like I'm playing a video game right now. It just feels so good. It just puts a smile on your face, man. Yeah. So cool.
My speaking of like favorites,
wait, what? Hold on. The Days Gone developer was pissed that their character was in the game?
Yeah, there's some drama around that. Yeah. Well, there's drama because he's an asshole, ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you know, like the tough guy, like, I don't want my character to be portrayed like a baby bot.
Wait, you aren't talking about dude, you aren't talking about Sam Witwer, are you?
No, that's the voice actor. He's
Sam Witwer's awesome.
Yeah, Sam Witwer's great. He's saying the game director. The game director is the one that's...
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. He's kind of a chud, so...
Really? Ugh, God, that's icky.
He's a douche.
It was,
Bro, don't worry about it. Your game's never going to get made again because it didn't meet sales expectations. You're fine.
Yeah. Oh, no, that actually came out... Didn't that...
Wow.
Part of that story was that it wasn't Sony that said no to Days Gone 2. It was the developers. I think that was part of the story. Like he
Excuse me?
I think he said that. Yeah.
So wait. You're telling me You're telling me the dingus that just said that ridiculous quote is also the reason I don't get a Days Gone 2?
Well, it was the studio, not necessarily him, but he might have been a part of those conversations. He's no longer with Sony, I don't think. But
how are you going to have an ending like Days Gone 1 and make the choice to not make a Days Gone 2? How? What?
Oh, so
you sure this was? Wait,
chat.
Are we talking about? Are we going back to Mr. Cox right now? Is that what's
it
going
wasn't
on?
Mr. Cox. Chat says it right here. Cosmic Joker says they did meet sales expectations. He just refused to pitch a second game. So it was solely his fault.
Apparently, this guy no longer works for the company?
Yeah, he left a long time ago. Yeah.
So someone else could make it. So there's still, you're saying there's a chance.
Unless he took the IP with him. I have no idea how that would, if he could do such a thing, but maybe. Oh, he got fired. He didn't leave. Okay.
Oh, Cryptic says apparently he was a huge asshole to the rest of the devs, and the other devs don't want to work with him or the IP. Wait, what?
There you go.
Okay, I missed all this.
It's just
apparently.
this guy. It's just this douchebag.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I will look into that more.
Yeah. Anyway, Zeke, I think you're gonna say your favorite levels.
Yeah, my consistently favorite levels of the game were the theme ones, the ones that were themed around a specific game or character.
Yeah,
and
those are great.
Yeah, and I think like it was tough to pick a favorite because everybody kept asking after I got like closer and closer to completing the game. Like, what was your favorite game? What's your favorite level so far? What's your favorite level so far? And the casino one was great, but I think my personal prize goes to, and I don't want to, I mean, is it spoiling to say who it's based around? I mean, it's a huge Sony IP, so you know they're going to be in this probably. Was the
I won't
Horizon.
get spoiled. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah. Horizon was
the
good.
Horizon level was phenomenal. It was my favorite. Absolutely.
My favorite level in the entire game was the cat one. The very early cat one, where you walk up and you can do the shrinking and getting bigger deal. That was just
like you mean the mouse one.
Or yeah, sorry, the mouse one. Yes.
Okay.
Misspoke. The mouse one. That's the best one. Only because it's like such a simple level. Everything about this game is maybe why it's so incredible. The entire game is simple. Nothing about this game is complex. But from like fucking second one till the final second, you're just like, hell yeah. Like, this is a fucking video game. I'm playing a goddamn video game, man. It's great.
I love that you keep coming back to that thing.
Because the entire time I'm playing it, I just had a smile on my face. And I'm just like, Donkey, Video Game Donkey, put out a video. He's a content creator. He makes a lot of like satirical videos. He put out a video on this game, and the entire time, he's just going, oh, that's so fucking smart. Oh, that's so fucking smart. And he's being kind of satirical, but that's actually what you do when you're playing this game. And then, of course, you have no idea where these IPs are from. So he just says the wrong IP. He sees like Spyro, and he's like, oh, man, that's fucking Dragon Age right there. And that's the whole theme of the video, right? But like, That's what you do when
Okay,
you
it's
play
pretty
the
good.
game. Is you just like, that's so clever. That's such a cute little thing that look at that little animation that they put on that guy that they had there's no need for that to occur. But the fact that they did it just brings me a small bit of joy that it exists. That's Astrobot in a nutshell. At least it was for me. It's just everything in it is just so smart, so cute, and so like very simple. No complexity around it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it, Zeke. I think you kind of shared the same thing with it being the best platformer for you in a long, long time.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's just our 3D platformer, but yes.
Yeah.
That was a kind of a sticking point for me. I was like, oh, 3D platformers. I am really not super great at these, but at no time did I feel like I couldn't do it. You know?
Yeah.
Or that it's just like the controls are really intuitive in the game, and the parts that seem like they might be hard are not. Once you get it, they become, not trivial, but like fun,
Yeah.
So these sections always fucked me. Like I had a tough time with these sections because those guys, those green spitters, man, they had it out for me. The green and purple, whatever, all the different colored spitter guys would just bullseye me like from downtown. Like they'd notice me once, I'd run away and they'd be like, pew! And I'd be like, I forgot you were even alive. Like I'd start over again. Like, God damn.
I mean, they do some devilish things on some of those challenge levels where they put one at the very end of like a giant jump, and if the cycling of the level is off, they like shoot one right as you're about to land. Yeah, I had that happen multiple times, and it was very frustrating. But and like a good frustration because the game loads so fast, you don't even have time to be pissed off. You're just like right back in it.
That's always good.
Yeah, like
it's one of the reasons I hated Tarkov so much when I played it.
Yeah. There's
you fail and then you get to sit there and think about it for 15 minutes.
Oh no, this is like
the next.
This is maybe a 2-second load, if that.
That's awesome.
You're just like
that's
right back in it.
I'm glad I'm showing this off because this is how the bots, like when you see them, if they're just standing on their feet, if you get close enough to them, they turn around and just wiggle their ass at you. Because how you save them is you kick them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You kick them or slap them or something. And they're just like, come on.
Yeah.
Come and get it.
You know you want to.
It's adorable.
It's another shared thought that I saw, and I agree with. The one thing I think the game is lacking is I think Astrobot has he's like a good character, but there's no like Bowser. There's no like
there's no anti-hero.
Yeah, there's no like anti-hero.
Antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I wish that there was kind of something like that, but
there is a central villain.
It's
not. It's a
nothing.
generic central villain. It doesn't have a ton of personality.
Yeah, and I don't know how. At the end of the day, I guess they kind of created their own IP with Astrobot, but at the same time, it could be argued that Astrobot is just an extension of like the PlayStation IP, so there's not really any original IP in this. I don't know.
Someone in my chat, they already have Jim Ryan. Why do they need another villain?
Just make Jim Ryan the boss. Yeah. Oh, they need to make an anti-bot? That'd be perfect, actually. Just make a bad bot.
An anti-bot.
No, I absolutely agree with you,
with
JP.
red eyes and like an angry eyes. Oh, dude, that's it. You're done. You're done.
I think they definitely have room to have a nemesis.
Yeah.
Now this we're getting into it now.
Oh,
these are the challenge levels.
Oh yeah. Dude, I had so much fun with these.
Yeah. Oh, I did too. Like if you just watch a video of like either of us like completing it, it looks amazing because the movement in it is it's smooth, it's fast, it's responsive, it does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it takes you several tries to get through, or at least took me several tries to get through some of these.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But once you get it down, the muscle memory of the level down, it's probably really cool to watch. And people said this throughout Astrobot, and I could not agree more. I can't wait for speedruns of this. This is going to be amazing to watch. It's going to be like Mario Odyssey speedruns.
Yep.
Like with the movement tech.
It'll be really, really cool to watch for sure. Without question. I think this will come up on a lot of the Game of the Year list. I think for a lot of people, it's already there. Game of the Year. Year's not over. Still got a couple more games to come out before that all gets set in stone for folk. But yeah, I think you'll see this again. The big question is, you know, I guess if there is a big question of that Game of the Year stuff, is like, can it, for a lot of people, take Wukong off the block? Because I think that's Game of the Year for a lot of folk. But we will see. We'll see how it all shakes down. I saw some early reports for this, sales-wise, that it's not doing well at all, which is a little concerning.
That's too bad.
Even though it's a console exclusive, like
yeah, I
taking
think
that into account.
I also want to state that I want to say those financial reports were Japan only, so it might just be a regional thing. But I would think that like Japan would see this and be like, "This is great."
Yeah,
but I don't know. We'll see. I hope it does incredibly well for them. It is very well received critically, and I haven't really seen anyone say like, "No, that's a bad game."
I've only heard good things myself. Like, I was surprised to hear about the sales.
When you were talking about Black Myth Wukong, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about I haven't played it yet. I bought it, so I'm gonna play it on my own time. But I like justifiable complaints about it. I haven't heard any complaints about Astrobot. Like any like zero. Like your little like no nemesis like wasn't even a complaint. It's just like, I wish this was in the game, but it's okay that it's not.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard a single negative thing about Astrobot.
Yeah. I hope
and I don't have any negative things to say about it, like personally.
I don't either. It's just a fun game. Yeah. I hope it ends up just being a regional thing, and I hope those it sells well in the long run. It's got huge word of mouth, so we'll see how it goes from there.
A lot of really good PR for it right now, so hopefully it will start.
Yes.
People saying it's too easy. Okay, valid. But I don't think like I said before, I don't think that's the goal of the game.
I don't think it's designed to be.
The goal of the game is not challenge, it's fun. And that has that in spades.
Yeah.
You know, it is super fun. But if you want the challenge comes in the form of like 100%ing it, like getting all the secrets and like finding all the little nooks and crannies where they hide shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I guess too, if people want to say like, 15, 20 hours to 100% it for $50 might be a little bit priced high too. I could see that argument. But yeah, who knows? I think it's really good. I also think this game's really good. Satisfactory 1.0 has come out, and I think Co and I have had our life taken over by this game.
Dude, I found my first SAM deposit 5 minutes before drop frames.
Oh, okay. See, I found that days ago.
Chat was flipping out. They're like, "Oh my god, your QL life is going to change." Like, I don't even know what SAM stuff does.
Okay.
And like, oh my, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so Satisfactory, this game's been in development since 2019, finally hit 1.0. It's been good ever since it was in early access, but now it's out. Now it's 1.0. And it is a behemoth of a game. God, is it ever. I think, Co, what are you, 30? It's hard to track because we had early access time to it. What is my...
I'm 30-ish hours in, I think.
It says 40 hours on my playtime, and I think 30 hours of that is in the current save. I'll probably go, if I try to get all the way through the game, it'd be 100 hours easy. Just hit tier 5 last night.
Nice, congrats, man. I'm not even at T3.
Dude,
Jeez.
don't rush, because I hit tier 5 and like my brain just kind of stopped. You start unlocking things or looking at stuff, and you're just like, I'm staring at the screen like, I don't know what to do. Like I know what to do, but I don't know how I'm going to, like, you have to, I've basically approached this game as like a fucking product manager, at least in my playthrough, because we have different people coming in through the playthrough. And so every single day I'm assigning different projects to people. And like when I log off for the day, I use the in-game to-do list. So when I log in tomorrow or later today, I have an entire list of things that I need to accomplish in the order that I need to accomplish them, and how I'm going to potentially
in-game to-do list.
Yeah, you can add things to a to-do list and then customize.
I know
it
you can
out.
add stuff from the blueprints, but I didn't.
You can. There's a full-on notes section where you can just type things and it'll stay up on like a quest tracker in WoW would be.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you can do that on the Steam overlay too.
Yes, I was using the Steam overlay and was like, chat was yelling at me like, just use the thing in game. You don't need to use Steam overlay.
Okay.
So yeah, I just have all that shit. And the other thing too is I don't know if we have an emote. Chat basically yelled at me to get this emote, Co, because I handcraft a good amount of things. And so now we've got this fucking emote in our chat.
Is it the dink emote?
It's Dink Dink Dink, which is a 7TV one.
I got a code dink, dude.
Well, you have is yours the Dink Donk or is it we sound really silly right now talking.
We would sound really dumb.
Yeah, mine is the actual little manual handcrafting thing in the game.
Oh, no. Mine is a little cat shaking a bell.
Cat.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. But it's just because a lot of stuff I don't have like fully automated
and stuff, yeah.
And so like, oh fuck, I need to get X amount of copper or X amount of wire or whatever it is.
See, I've been playing the game wrong.
Yeah?
Because I do handcraft, but I generally don't do that. And then I'll spend like 45 minutes setting up some like real basic early game thing. And then I'll just be like, cool, now I gotta wait for like 2 hours. I could have just handcrafted this all in 30 minutes. But
that's what I'm saying. That's why I fucking handcrafted all. And Chet's like, why aren't you automating this? Why aren't you? It is because it's going to take me like 5 minutes to just hit spacebar once and talk to chat. But you're doing it probably the right way.
I'm doing it the wrong way. Yeah. I'm doing it the right way, but I'm not doing it the smart way.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of people kind of skip early game tiers and progression to get to like the stuff that really does require automation and time, the stuff that actually needs it. So like one thing that was huge in my playthrough is I probably spent 3 hours messing with like biofuel and setting up stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, dude, just rush coal. Just go get coal. And I was like, nah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then I got coal and was like, oh, I see what you all mean.
I was told to rush
I
coal.
definitely should have just done that. So things like that, you know.
I cheated a little bit with coal though, because I brought in a ringer. We brought in Sips.
I heard.
And that motherfucker, holy shit! Like
apparently a coal baron in a previous life or something.
We had Bruce Green step in, and he did 5 hours on one coal plant. It was just fucked at the end of the day. Like it was just it produced what we needed it to produce, but it did it in the worst fucking possible ways that a human brain could somehow manage to make a thing produce that.
Next time when you come to class with this information, we need screenshots and visual aids. I need to know what it looked like.
Hold on, I got it.
I need to know. I need to see the pre sips.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see here. So this is green energy right here from old Bruce.
And he's working on coal?
Yeah, we call it, his last name's Green, so it's green energy.
I know.
This is Bruce's little thing right here. You can kind of see that we got some different splitters and some things
we
on
got
the ground.
I mean, it looks okay. It's 3 to 8. Your 3 water to your 8 production. You got your coal mines going.
You know,
I mean, it's a bit of a mess, but it looks functional.
it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Sips, who has I don't know how many hours. Easy 1,000, maybe 10,000. He did like a 3-month playthrough of Satisfactory on his stream, and got all the way to like tier 9. He showed up, and in under an hour did that. Like 100% peak performance. Everything's fluid. There's no issues whatsoever. It is just like, it's rock solid. And that's where all my power is coming from right now.
He's got too many water things going. You're wasting power.
Well, no.
No, yeah.
He future-proofed it. So if I want to add on more coal.
Future-proof is waste.
No, man, he could have cut down one of these water things, 100%, but it's future-proofed. Because if I overclock these...
I bet he didn't even downclock them.
I don't think he actually...
I'm kidding completely. That looks fantastic.
I don't think he downclocked it.
So
he might have downgraded them to 75, to be honest.
What it looks like he may have done is it looks like he separated 2 and 3. Can you use 2 overclocked waters for 8 power plants? Is that a thing, chat?
You might be able to.
Because maybe you can do that. I know you can do. I think it's 3 standard going to 8 standard. So if you OC them, he also has 12 gens, so he'd need 3 anyway. But that's cool, man. That looks glorious. The piping is
dude. He did it in under an hour, and he's like, "Hey, I'm done." And I'm like, "What? You're done? What do you mean?" I walk over, and he's like, "Yeah, it was pretty simple." And so he logged out right here. I've had Bruce, Max.
I'm sorry. Apparently, people in chat are saying that saw him. He was building for a 16. Okay.
Yeah.
So all the other infrastructure is set up for 16, not 8 or not 12. That's there.
That makes sense. Chat probably knows more about it than me because I was doing other things at the same time and he was just kind of quiet. But yeah, we've had.
It's only 2 water for 8 power. Chat. Okay, never mind. We'll talk about this later.
The funny thing is, what you're doing right now is that's how those streams are, and that's how the game is.
Yeah.
The game is a lot of sitting there drinking virtual coffee or real coffee, and going, "Is that 4? What's the output on?" So if I go and get that, and I bring it here, and the speed of that belt is 120. And you
can do what I did today.
And I split that by 40, then it's 40 into there, and the input.
So this belt can hold this many. I've got these mines. I need to figure out what mark they are. Then I need to upscale and downgrade them so they perfectly do this belt. Then I have to run all the way back to my base. I have to have 3 different things and coal. Got to balance those belt. The output of these 3 need to equal the input of those 5. So I need to add all those together, add these together, figure out which ones I can downclock or overclock, and then make the math fit. And it's great.
It's a fantastic game. If you don't like math, it's a brutal game. There is a calculator in game.
They do give you a lot of great in-game tools.
Yeah.
There is a lot of good in-game tools. There should I was talking about this on stream today. I wish there were a few more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's some things that they could add that could take out a lot of the frustration. Like for instance, imagine if you had a tool and you could hold the tool, you could mouse over a conveyor belt. And wherever you moused over the conveyor belt, it would show you on the left side all of the materials being added and removed and their plus and minus amounts. And on the right side, it would show you all the materials being added and removed and plus or minus amounts. So you could be at your base and you could just look at a conveyor belt and be like, oh, this has 240 copper on it coming from that direction. Like that kind of stuff would be amazing. Because now you literally have to do all that manually. You have to run your ass around, write down or copy down. Okay, this has 20, this has 15, this has 20, that has 30. And then you have to run all the way out to your mines. Okay, that's producing that much. It's just tedious. It's tedious. So I feel like there's room for making that smoother and more intuitive. Because here's the thing. The QOL in this game is phenomenal. And it's very, very clear that they want the QOL to not get in the way of the creative building. So in a lot of games, you have to ask yourself, where is the QOL that the developers want and where is it too much? And I feel like they still have some ground to cover before it gets to too much.
That's true. I would agree with that.
The stuff that's there is phenomenal. And I will say that Satisfactory does some stuff in QOL that no other games do, which is awesome.
Yes.
So there's a lot there.
The community and the feedback they got definitely contributed, if not is the reason for all that. As well as their ability to take all of the noise and, turn that into actual information.
Satisfactory is yet another amazing early access product. This is a game that had an early access period, fully utilized it by devs that were listening, that were constantly adjusting their game based on their community feedback. Like some game devs just completely squander or use EA for PR stuff. These guys used EA like Larian Studios. These guys were like, let's do an EA and let's use it to make the absolute best game possible. And now that they're at 1.0, this game is awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Well, it also speaks to like how good the game is. 150,000 reviews, 96% positive.
Yep.
And I think they were almost at 200K concurrents today too. After I think in EA it never got above 30 or something.
Something like that.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely insane. Like the success they're seeing now, all deserved, 100% deserved.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just fantastic. Or Zeke, we were talking about losing hours. This game also it has that magic game, or that thing that games have, like magic, where time just fucking
There was
dissolves.
this one guy on YouTube who has been religiously following my Wukong playthrough, like begging me to finish it.
Okay.
And he was also a Satisfactory player, because when he saw on the first episode of the Satisfactory, or it was like one of the early episodes, he was like, Ko's never going to go back to Wukong, is he? We're done. Like, he's cooked. Like, this is it. He found Satisfactory, and this is his life now, and I am never going to see the end of Wukong.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's ridiculously accurate.
Yeah.
Hey, I know I'm going to finish Wukong properly.
You've been doing that in the afternoons, I think, right?
Yeah, here and there.
Okay.
And then Satisfactory happened.
Yeah. True.
So, well, first it was Core Keeper, then it was Satisfactory, but it's all the things. But no, I do want to finish Wukong. I'm still having a great time with it. So
I still need to play
guy
through
on YouTube, I will finish it one day.
Zeke, you're gonna play that offline,
So-
you said, right? For Wukong? That's an offline one? But you are gonna play it?
Oh, me? Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Oh,
you guys have
no.
been talking for about 20 minutes about Satisfactory,
Yeah.
and I understand that this isn't probably the focus or the point of the game. But what's the point of the game?
Oh God.
It's funny enough. Hold on. I finished Infinite Wealth, thank you. I just didn't do the side stuff. Different. Anyway,
We finish
so
games around here. I surround myself with people that finish games, chat. Okay?
I have 5 ongoing playthroughs currently. I
But
don't want to talk
we
about it.
have finished games and surround ourselves by game finishers. My chat's getting real uppity with me about this lately.
Okay.
It's getting real defensive in here. Anyways.
I don't frankly know how you can be a streamer and not finish games. I thought that was illegal. Yeah, no, but anyway, so it's interesting because we've come up with this random term called basically sandbox boss rush. And that is the genre of Terraria, V Rising, Core Keeper, Valheim, like all the games that just give you this giant sandbox, and the only thing to do in it is kill the next boss. That's it. This game is exactly like that. Except instead of bosses, you are doing automated production milestones. Those are your bosses. And that is the game. The goal of this game is to complete the last milestone. And milestones are giant tech increases. They come in phases, which give you the tools to then beat that milestone. And so basically it's a giant sandbox. And the only thing you have to do is keep doing the milestones, which go in order from 1 to 9. And then you have beaten the game at that point. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is a giant sandbox. The point of this game is to enjoy playing it. That is the point of this game. It's huge in exploration, huge into building. There's constantly more to do, constantly something to optimize or work on. There are threats, but there is no ever-present threat. There are no time limits. There are no calendars. There are no giant bosses bearing down on you. Nothing is going to come to your base and attack you. And I made a thoughts video about this because one of the things of feedback I keep seeing in this game is it looks overwhelming. This looks too much. I would never, they look at like my base and they look at this and they go, I would never have any idea how to build something like that. And my answer to them is, that's okay. Like, the beautiful part about this game is you don't have to know anything when you come in. And most importantly, you can take all the time in the world experimenting and testing. Like, that's how I made this, is just a whole lot of trial and error. And it's really easy and intuitive to do in this game. And again, most importantly, no time limit, no bosses, just take it at your own pace. It's a super chill, fun kind of learning, exploration, discovery experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, and I think that's the biggest turnoff for me is
No real
games
goals?
like you were talking about, like V Rising and those kind of games. I enjoy playing those games, and they take me, like everyone else, they take a bunch of hours, but there's always some challenge to look forward to in the form of like something to face, to fight. Palworld was very similar to that. V Rising, Valheim, Like they all had the next thing to defeat, but it was an action thing to defeat.
Yep.
This one seems like
it's paper.
The only adversary is yourself.
Yes, kind of. Now,
Yeah.
I will say
Now,
though,
let
I
me
will
ask
say
you a
this.
question.
Let me say this real quick.
Okay.
There is a lot of funny world lore. There is a story. You are sent there to terraform the planet
maybe
because
not so
Earth
funny.
is dying, and you are basically like you're there to try to make a planet habitable so they can get there. There's a lot of weird things that happen. There's a very funny narrator named Ada. Like she's just like she says a lot of actually just straight up funny things. Like when you discover something, she'll have like funny quips. You know, like there is a social experience in this game. It's not just all cut and dry math and building. That being said, I mean it's mostly that. but there is that other stuff in there as well.
Yeah. Look, Zeke, if you want to come,
This game won't be for everyone. I mean, let's be real. This is not a game for everyone.
Yeah, Zeke,
but it's a lot of fun for those that it is.
if you want to show up and work on Satisfactory for an afternoon, you let me know. We're always looking for new people. Okay.
You know, wait. So you've been bringing in contractors to build different things.
Yeah.
But JP, I don't know if you brought in a trainee yet.
Well, we had Max.
That needs to be put in charge of something that is way above his pay grade.
We put Max in charge of steel production yesterday, and by God, Max fucking crushed it. He did a great job. We've got, I think it's 360 steel a minute right now flowing into the place. Now that whole area of the map is blocked off, and we're not going to allow people to go and look at it. But by God, we've got all the steel. We've got all the steel we need. That's all. We've got it all. We're just not going to go and tour the facilities of Sombrero Bros Steel. So,
Sombrero Bros?
Sombrero Bros Steel.
Sombrero Bros.
Yeah.
Sombrero Bro. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, like sombrero, but with a bro at the
Doesn't
end.
roll off the tongue,
sombrero.
but I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quarantine.
It's a lot of bus sounds.
Yeah.
Now,
ask
how I
JP to show
usually
you
play
the underside
games-
of his base. Sorry, Zeke, go ahead.
how I usually play games of this nature is I absolutely like complete the bare minimum and then go on to the next thing. Is that
Totally. Not only is that okay to do, but in some cases you will progress faster doing that.
Okay.
So you like there are three different ways to play this game. 3 distinct different ways. The first one is just bumble through it, doing what you need to do, whatever you want to do, right? Everything's going slow, you're building slow, it's slow, whatever, that's fine. Play that game out. And there's the way I'm playing it. And that is having fun in the automation. I am enjoying building things, knowing I'm only going to use them for like another hour. You know, I'm not future-proofing a lot of stuff and I'm planning on rebuilding a lot of stuff. A lot of folks play it that way, it's great. Then there's a third way to play. An objective-based game. Screw things looking good. Screw anything being like the only thing you're doing is getting those milestones. That is honestly how many streamers play. Like that is like probably half the streamers that I went to are not meticulously making sure their pipe right angles are fine and that everything. They're just doing what they need to do to get that working. There's this term called spaghetti that you'll hear a lot in this game. And spaghetti is when you basically just like you look down and there's just things coming in from everywhere. Things are just working, but they're all over the place. Nothing's straight. It's just all over the place. I would argue that's probably the majority of bases in this game. And it's totally fine. It's totally fine. So you do not need
I've heard that in relation to coding, like spaghetti code.
Yes. Yeah. Same terminology.
Same premise.
Yeah.
It's great, but it's also a game for people that want this stuff. You don't. It's not for everyone. It's a great thing to remember for sure. I've been looking for this, and I think Co as well, since we played it a long time ago in early access, and we both said like 1.0 is where we will play it, and that's.
And here we are, and we're playing it, and it's awesome. Yeah. I think my only concern is that I'm a little worried at the sheer girth of this game.
Dude, I don't like.
I want to get to milestone.
I don't think.
Dude, I want to get to milestone 9. I want to beat this game, but I also have 5 open playthroughs right now. So it's like I'm sitting here like, I'm still figuring out how I'm going to do that. I might just casually play this for like 2 years.
Tier 5. Is
that how we do it?
Hitting tier 5 and hitting tier 6, I had my mind fucking blown.
Expanded.
And those are tier 5, and there's 9 tiers.
Yeah.
And so the idea of like what I'm doing, like it's crazy to me to think that like what we're seeing here on screen is less than a percentage of what you will actually have to do. Like it's such a weird thing to convey to people, the scale of how big the game actually is, because I don't even know how to do it. And people in chat, anytime I build something or complain like, oh my God, I need 3,000 of this, the common thing in chat is like, he don't know what a big number is. Like, he doesn't know how to count to 1 million yet. It's just like, Jesus Christ, like how big is this game gonna get? So we'll find out.
Man.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
But it's a great ride, dude. It's so much fun. Like I actually ended up going the factory route before I knew what that was. So I now have this like the base of it starts 12 stories high. and then right now it's 4 floors.
Nice.
And I'm using the floor pass-throughs.
Okay.
So like my bottom floor is just a wall of storage things. And then as you go up the floors, you got like the iron floor, copper floor, iron floor, or steel floor, and they all pass down into the individual storage stuff.
Nice.
Totally unnecessary, completely overblown, not needed at all. I had a great time doing it.
Will you be able to have the strength to delete all of that and start over?
Weirdly enough, like I everything I build, I kind of go into it with that. I already made a base and destroyed it. So this is actually base number 2. But that being said, I'm building it in a way to where I'm hoping it's going to be, it is a single structure, but it's kind of modular. So my hope is that I can actually like take things out and reroute them as needed. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But you know, I have a vision. We'll see if the game will let me do the vision or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be talking about it for a while.
The one of the best parts about this game, and one of the things that's been the most fun, is going into 1.0 and not knowing, like being somewhat blind to all the stuff they've been working on for the last 2 years. Like at this stage, I'm about where I was when I played early access, but when I played, all the tech was in different places. So like I have stuff now I didn't have then. I just got access to stuff that I had like a tech phase ago in the last one. So it's like it's very interesting and weird and new. But yeah, the amount of stuff in this is just mind-boggling.
It's awesome. Very cool. It's very cool. I want to read this comment from chat because I didn't realize this, and it actually is resonating a lot with me. Hurricane SG in my chat said Satisfactory, Valheim, and Deep Rock Galactic. Those are all under Coffee Stain as a publisher. Which is soon going to be Coffee Stain and Friends. That's the same Coffee Stain with Embracer, right? That's the same. Oh, is that really? Because if so, I mean, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start to do the same thing. And he says, anytime I always see Coffee Stain, it piques my interest. But like, dude, Valheim, Deep Rock Galactic, and Satisfactory. Those are pretty badass pins to have on your portfolio for sure.
And what's slightly cool to think about is when Embracer splits these companies, this means they may have more autonomy over what they do, because the fact that they're putting Coffee Stain as one of the 3 names, like this is this pillar of our studio, could bode very well for us.
Yeah, I guess Goat Simulator is also in that.
And Goose Game. Yep.
Oh, there you go. And Goose Game. That all right.
And Songs of Conquest. Apparently.
Really? God damn.
Really? Songs of Conquest? the Heroes of Might and Magic thing?
Yeah.
That's what someone in my chat said. I'm going to look it up right now.
They're crushing.
Songs of Conquest is awesome. Somebody asked me today to play that game.
Yep, Coffee Stain.
That's awesome. Wow.
Wait, who has Against the Storm? Is that Coffee Stain as well?
Against the Storm.
Is it Against the Storm? Am I saying that?
Oh, right? No, Against the Storm is the name of the game. Against the Storm is actually Hooded Horse.
Oh, that's Hooded Horse. Okay.
And
all right.
Aramite Games. Hooded Horse, who is also doing Manor Lords.
Yes. Yeah, that's where I recognize that from. So
they sent us those awesome helmets.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. That is Satisfactory. We'll get some updates on I guess our factories over the next couple of episodes, as I'm sure they're going to continue to evolve, and as we bring more people into the workforce.
Zeke, I would. Your first time in that game would be miraculous as part of JP's thing. That'd be a great way to learn.
We're real deep in the tech. So
that'd be a good way to see if it's for you.
You would literally be. It would be like you jumping into Calculus 1, not having any of the precursors.
Even better.
No. Like I'm not I really like don't have an interest in doing
Yeah,
this.
no, I figured
And I think my biggest hang up is the games I like that are in the same kind of vein, i.e. Valheim, Subnautica, like shit like that, where you have to build stuff. There's ominous shit like you have to go and fight stuff. This doesn't have that.
Not so much, yeah.
I don't know what
Not at all,
psychologically
really, yeah.
it does to me, but it makes me feel like, oh God, there's a point to this. You know, there's more of a point, I guess.
Fair
So I
enough.
had the same kind of problem with RimWorld, where I was just like, okay, there's threats, but there's not like big bosses or when I was playing it, I didn't have any big bosses to go like a sortie roster, I guess, of I'm gonna kill this guy next. Oh, I need this. Okay, I'm gonna build that, and then I'm gonna kill this guy next.
Makes sense.
You know,
Chad is
doesn't
saying
have
it
that
does.
mix.
Chad is saying it has that. I've never seen any of that. Apparently,
There's-
now hold on, Chad. Without spoiling, there are big boss fights in Satisfactory.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I've not seen any of them, but I've been told that there are.
After how many
Chad,
hours?
now hold on. Some people in chat are saying no, and some are saying yes. I don't know about this. I don't know about this, man.
Yeah. Maybe
Maybe
not.
there's just like really big creatures, but not like big bosses. So, and Zeke is wanting big bosses. Like you kill it and
Yeah.
something big in the game happens, right? Not just big things that are hard to kill. You want like a goal, basically.
Well, and also I'll say
Oh God, it's
one
full
of
level. I
my
forgot.
Yeah,
one of my
well.
biggest one of my biggest problems with like V Rising as opposed to Valheim was that my base, even though it was like it had everything that was necessary, it was too big. I didn't like traveling around it to go from one end to the other. And watching Co play, like you have to rocket around this huge fucking
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I got
Now, to be fair, you don't need to build that big. Like that's you know,
well,
that was a choice. You can put it all in the same plane, but I mean, you will have a big factory. Yes.
to be
you will
fair, also, Co's that was a small base from Co.
have- yes.
And my base is also small, so it's not like
Now,
it's not
wait a
a
second.
dick measuring
Now, hold on.
contest here.
To be fair, if you were talking about the stuff we were just seeing,
No, I'm talking about the big
no, I'm
factory.
talking to Zeke. I'm talking to
Okay.
Zeke. If you were talking about what you just saw, that wasn't actually my base. That was my coal power plant that is powering my
Right.
base, which is far away and much, much, much bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah, if what you saw is too big, then yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be too big for you.
Yeah. You get there's trains, Zeke, that you automate to go pick up things that are like literal kilometers away from your it gets real nuts. It gets real nuts.
I have no interest in city builders,
yeah.
which is this kind of seems like that.
In the later stages, it is a first person city builder in a lot of ways. But
It is. That's a good way to say it.
anywho,
Now that you've said that, I kind of want to build roads and like, you know what? We'll talk about that later.
you'll be building roads soon. Also, where you're going, you might not even need roads, one could say, if they say such a thing.
I got that reference.
Yeah. It's also a reference and true. All right. We're a little bit late. We're a little bit over, so let's wrap up.
You know what it needs? No, someone in your chat said, you know what it needs, JP? It needs big, giant vehicles that constantly get stuck in the fucking mud on the way from your base to the factory, and you have to winch it out because that's fun. Fun. It's fun for people.
I would play that. I'd play the shit out of that. I'd get a steering wheel and a trucker hat. I'd play the shit out of that. It'd be wild. It'd be crazy.
What a great idea.
Let's do some. It's a grand idea.
What a grand idea.
Someone should really run with it. Perhaps in the snow. Hi. I'm doing shout outs first this time. Because, sure, let's try something different. After this, I'm going to be streaming for a little bit. We'll do a little bit of a birthday stream. Probably Satisfactory, but maybe something else. We'll see how it goes. Tomorrow, more Satisfactory. Wednesday, I think Co already looked at it. We didn't talk about it, but Frostpunk 2, I'll be doing a sponsor.
Oh, yeah,
Frostpunk 2?
yeah.
I think I'm doing a sponsor stream for that Wednesday. So we'll talk about it next week because that game comes out fully this next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, next week.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't sponsored.
Okay, his was not sponsored. Mine will be sponsored. Maybe it's 2 weeks, something like that. I forget.
They
the
ran out
timing
of
on it.
they ran out of money for me. So
Gotcha. We'll talk about the game regardless. I'll be checking it out Wednesday. There's a couple other things that I think are not announced yet or maybe not signed, but Satisfactory for me. And I'll be here next weekend when everyone else is at TwitchCon. So if you want a place to hang out, feel free to come by. Let's do some more shout outs. Zeke, keep it going.
Yo, everybody. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for bearing with my voice thing, my voice problems. My name is Ezekiel III. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you to Co and JP for being my co-hosts on Drop Frames every week. 403 episodes in. Goddamn.
Woo!
Long time.
My Lord.
Happy birthday to JP. And also, like JP said, I will be gone for TwitchCon next week. 2 more streams left that are going to be really, really fun. Because on Tuesday, tomorrow, Mondays, I take off. But Tuesday, I'll be back and we'll be playing a new release from the publishers of Devolver Digital called The Plucky Squire, which looks excellent. And I've been waiting for this game since I heard about it. It looks fun. It looks intuitive, or not intuitive, inventive.
Yes.
It's great. I'm excited to play that. And then on Wednesday, I have a last stream before I leave for TwitchCon. I'm going to be playing Oddworld Stranger's Wrath for my longtime viewer, 100-month sub, 7 Lust. So we got a couple of really fun days before I leave for TwitchCon, and then I'll be gone until the 24th. I'll be back on the 24th to stream again. So thanks for watching.
Fantastic. Co, what do you got coming up?
Sure. As always, happy birthday, JP.
Thank you.
As always, I guess. And thanks to Zeke and JP for the fun show. My name is Ko. Hi. I currently have a lot of games I'm playing right now. You're going to see a lot of Satisfactory this week. Maybe some more Wukong. Would like to finish that up. Maybe some Core Keeper here and there. And we got other things too. I will also be going to TwitchCon coming up this next week. So I'll be gone I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and some other days too. There will be, of course, the normal daily 8 to 4 reruns on my channel. But I am looking forward to coming back and getting back into it. But yeah, we've got at least a few streams before then. We'll get as much done as we can before we go. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next week, if not before then, or the week after. Maybe.
Fantastic. Might do a show next weekend. I really got to find out who's not going to TwitchCon. That's going to be the struggle. It was easier when COVID was around because people were less prone to go. But now it's all the fucking rage. Now people are all going to these fucking cons again. And yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know. I'll give you some updates on Twitter. But for now, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. The VOD will be up over at youtube.com/itmeJP if you want to watch that a little bit later today, or where you can get podcasts, wherever that is. Apple, Google, all that stuff.
Sure.
We're out of here. Thanks so much. Sorry for going over. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.